With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, preparing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 90 minutes of Phil to Phil, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money he earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil's spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow and stays so low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once clicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight our sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals our slow machine. He's snorting, burping, leaning, ban. It matters not if battery fun, his child can't see if powers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before launching into a bike, pretending they're for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty life and all his strife while forgetting that it's done well and they were rife. With drama he will react, but isn't act that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and a win is in sight, with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not light. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end. Hey guys, King Jad here, and this motherfucker is early, way too early. He's meant to be going live, you know, in 30 minutes time. Instead he's live, well now, technically before now. I've paused this, you know, right before the show started, so I've seen nothing of it by the way. But just a quick heads up, I've read on the wheel, and the thing I selected was what I mean by that is, and the first number I saw in chat, thanks to, who was it that said a number? Someone said a number. Lord D-Dog said number 77, which is why I picked the 77 bingo card, which is this one here. I've saved it already. I'm not going to fucking go through it because we're fucking late. Motherfucker, we're late because I fell. And yeah, he's decided to go live. Like, he is live now doing the goddamn show. So the bingo is all ready to go. Everything's set up or whatever. The only thing I need to do is just get the bingo card. I've saved it already, just very quickly there. I just need to get it shown, but just give me a second and we will just immediately jump into this. I'm very sorry for the sudden and impromptu beginning, but definitely not my fault. It's all Phil's fault. I was thinking of going live earlier as well, and originally I was going to go live 15 minutes earlier than Phil's planned to go live, but there you fucking go. It's what it is, I guess. It's there's a card. Let's fucking start the show. Let's not fall too far behind.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast, where we're busy having fun down here on Level 1. Does the camera look right? I just love starting a show. Does the camera look right? Looks a little choppy to me. I don't know. Is it choppy to you guys? Let me take a quick look here. Just make sure that everything's fine and kosher with the camera. Make sure it's got no bullshit effects on it. I guess it's alright. Alright, welcome everyone. How are you today? Welcome to the show. And, happy Thanksgiving, right? To those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, in the United States we do today. I know many of you actually have different Thanksgivings because I have an international audience of people who watch me all over the world, right? But for those of you who live in the United States, today is Thanksgiving, which is a special day of remembrance, a special day of reflection on everything that we have and basically being very grateful for it, which I'm going to talk about today on the Level 1 podcast. Now, today's podcast is a little different. It's a shorter show. Why? Because today is also Ask the King. In fact, Ask the King is all I'm doing today outside of the Level 1 podcast, which is my ongoing Q&A show where I answer your questions, both from my forums on the DSPgaming.com website, from the members here on the channel who had a members-only post to post up in, which they did. And then, of course, those of you who just posted up some Twitter questions as well on my Twitter. So, got a good variety of questions to go through today on the show. I actually think it's going to take a while because I went through the questions. I was like, actually, I picked more questions than I usually do for Ask the King. I was going through them. I was like, oh, this might actually be a much longer show than maybe usual. And because of that, I was like, all right, so what I need to do is I need to start the podcast early. As you know, today I'm coming back from a break. And when I come back from break, that means I have Phil's Day Off segment to do. I have some game news to cover today. All right. And I want to talk a little bit about, Thanksgiving segment. So with all of that, I knew this was going to be a podcast that was going to have meat to it, and I was like, oh shit, I better start early, because if I don't, it's going to seep into Ask the King. So today's podcast technically will be shorter than usual. A lot of the times this show's about an hour and a half long, but I'm going to try to just condense it down to maybe an hour, and that's it. So there you go. And again, I swear the camera looks weird. It looks like the frame rate's lower. Does the frame rate look lower to you guys? I don't know why the frame rate would be lower. I haven't changed anything. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. Hopefully it's not choppy for you. Looks fine to you guys? Maybe it's just my end. Maybe it's just the preview is looking weird today or something. You guys are saying it looks the normal? Okay. Alright, so anyway, immediate reaction to people talking about this. Yeah.
I should show you guys what he's talking about because you can't see it because it's cropped out. Someone designed Phil a brand new little logo to go on the bottom left hand side of his, show level and podcast. And obviously that space is free now because he's got all his little pop-ups now for, some, contributions, all shown on the right hand side. So this little thing down here was made for him obviously by somebody, and yeah, there he fucking goes. This is the brand new edition which is going to revolutionise Level 1 podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So over my day off, I actually received some interesting new artwork / logos and designs for the channel, and this may be implemented soon enough. There may actually be some rebranding going on soon. Let's put it that way. Let me put it this way before jumping the gun, because actually there will be concrete questions about this on Ask the King today, but there is definitely some new stuff in the works. Let's just put it that way. For 2023, I'm looking to refresh a few things. I'm looking to mix some things up. All right, and I don't want to kind of spoil some of the things that I have planned, but there's definitely some new stuff planned for next year. Let's put it that way. So I think you guys will like, what's coming. A lot of people say, oh, it's just kind of the same thing over and over. Well, maybe it's time to spruce things up a bit. We'll see. All right, we'll talk about this, soon. There's going to be a couple questions on Ask the King, and then, of course, next year is really where you'll see the implementation of all this stuff. Okay, but anyway, yeah, new logo, which is nice, right? I actually have various different colors and things, so for different setups, I can actually change it around, which is nice. So first of all, only one stream today. This stream right now, because it is Thanksgiving. It is a national holiday, and I know many of you will immediately be asking, well, what's going on for food and stuff today? Because that's the big thing in America here, is that we have a special meal for Thanksgiving. Yes, we have food going. We already have our turkey thawed and ready to cook. It takes about 3 hours to cook. We've got multiple sides that are being thawed right now. They cook fast.
I am going to go 1.25 speed. And by the way, guys, I'll go as long as I can. The show won't end until either Phil ends Act the King, or I'm just too fucking tired, or we win. But it's a bit of a shorter podcast, but fuck it, I'm just going to fucking go until I fucking had enough. Or until I fucking just got to go, but we'll see. 1.25 speed.
Faster if they're thawed than if they're frozen. So those are ready to go. We're getting ready to go. I bought some rolls yesterday, so we're gonna have some buttered rolls. Man, we're gonna have everything. Just a preview: turkey breast, sweet potato casserole, other potatoes au gratin, a cornbread style dressing, 4 cheese mac and cheese, jellied cranberry sauce, and dinner rolls. And for dessert, pumpkin pie. So we got a lot. Okay, a lot going on today. And some of you might say, hey, you're going to show us? Well, what I might do is a YouTube short. I might do a quick 1-minute YouTube short just going through all of our food, our spread, to show you exactly what we've got. And throw that up later today. We'll see. See if I'm in the mood. Or maybe I'll be so full I won't want to do it. I won't be able to move. I'll be like a giant inflated, like the blueberry kid in Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. I won't be able to move after eating so much. I won't even be able to get a good angle. I'll try to angle and I'll roll this way. And I won't be able to get it. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there who celebrate it. All right? So before I get into my topics and all of that, let's have a brief discussion about Thanksgiving. Because today is the day that if you are an American, like me, you should reminisce on things going on in your life. You should maybe think a little bit of big picture thinking. And you should maybe say, hey, what's going on in my life that I'm grateful for? So allow me to list the things. I'm grateful for my health. Not to say that I'm perfectly 100% healthy. I'm 40 years old, and the older you get problems, right? But at the very same time, I'm, healthy enough, right? To do what I love, to have a great life. I'm happy for my family and grateful for my family. My wife is amazing. We continue to have a beautiful life together. She's incredibly loving and supportive. And I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I wouldn't be able to do anything I do today without her. Okay? I'm grateful for my cat, Jasper, who's an amazing pet and a fun lifetime companion here, and even a fun part of the streams every once in a while. In fact, tomorrow, during our ad apocalypse spectacular, which I cannot wait to talk about here on the podcast because I had a lot of fun yesterday going through the ads you guys submitted. Oh my God, tomorrow's going to be a really good event. Trust me. So Jasper will be here for a lot of that. He's actually going to be able to join us right from the beginning all the way through until I go pick up my wife from work, which I confirmed is 5 p.m., which means I need to leave here between like 4:15 because traffic's going to be so bad to get out there. So that means he'll be able to be in here for several, many hours tomorrow. He might or might not. You know my cat. Sometimes he's in here. He loves it. He'll jump on the chair. He'll jump on me. Other times, he's not interested at all. It's all up to him and his moods. Now, in addition to just the personal stuff behind the scenes, I'm obviously very grateful for the fact that I love my job. I absolutely love the fact that I get to come to work every day and it's sitting down right here in front of this camera with you guys, talking, chilling, enjoying games, talking about life and current events, and just in general having a great time. How many people on this planet get to say, I love my job and I do what I love for a living? Not many. I do. I'm incredibly grateful for that, and I realize what a rarity that is.
You have no choice but to do this job, you fucking moron. What the fuck are you going... If you didn't do this, what the fuck would you do? What the fuck could you do? You have no fucking actual fucking skills to fucking do any fucking genuine hard fucking work here to earn decent money. You'd be fucking working at a fucking McDonald's or Ashway. Imagine Phil, the only employment opportunity Phil had was a fucking Burger King. Jesus Christ. K8 or Kayak. I need to learn how to say Kayak or Kayak's name because I keep butchering it either way. They said Nostalgia Critic made an ad and commercial video yesterday, apparently. There we go. Nostalgia Critic got ahead of the curve and beat Phil to the punch. Maybe he got the idea from Phil and thought, I'll do it before. And actually, that's not true because Phil got the idea from other YouTubers. He's seen how popular it is with other people doing this thing. And he thinks, this is going to be a great idea if I do it myself and claim credit for doing this thing on my channel. Jesus Christ, though. Yeah, fuck it. Phil, what the fuck could Phil do, though, in terms of fucking employment? He does what... He is trapped doing this. He is legitimately trapped doing this. And yeah, he has to rely on begging his fucking dentists to fucking keep feeding him. That doesn't sound like a fucking dream job, Phil. For a lot of people, it could be a fucking dream job as long as they can fucking sustain it and they're able to fucking sustain it legitimately. But Phil, you fucking lean so heavily on those goddamn whales, you end up crushing some of them. Which is very impressive considering the size of a fucking whale.
And how awesome that is. Trust me, being my own boss and all the ups and downs that I've had in the many years that I've been a YouTuber and a content creator on the internet. I am so grateful to be my own boss and to be able to be here and just enjoy myself every single day with all of you and to make a living doing it. That's the icing on the cake, is that I make a living doing what I love. Thank you all for that. And of course, one final thing I want to say I'm thankful for is all of you and your ongoing support through thick, through thin, through every possible hardship, through every amazing moment of triumph and fun, right? You guys are always there. And like I said, with all the shit that we've now been through over the years, I now know it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter where I go or what I do, that you guys are in here for the long haul. You appreciate what I do on the internet. You like me for a person as well as the content I put out, and you want to see it continue and succeed. And I really, really, really appreciate that. So thank you. Whether it's you're someone who watches my game playthroughs, live streams, podcasts, other vlogs, whatever it could be. Thank you all. And by the way, when I say support, I want you to understand something. It's not just financial, all right? Although, obviously, that's a big part of it because I make my living doing this. That's my job. But at the same time, I would say in the past 2 years, you guys have been an incredibly positive, constructive source of criticism and improvement here on the channel. If it wasn't for you guys, right, I never would have done React content this year. I would have stayed away from it. I would have said, you know what? I don't want to do it. But you guys convinced me to do it. And I think that it has really improved the content that I put out this year. Take a look. Tomorrow we're doing an insanely cool marathon of ad reactions. I'm telling you guys, just looking at the ads, some of them, and by the way, I didn't spoil myself on them. I basically just checked each one to make sure they were really an ad and it wasn't something that was going to get me in trouble on YouTube, which, by the way, there were a few, and I'll talk about that, by the way. But basically, it looks like we're going to have a hilarious time. I'm going to laugh my ass off during this event tomorrow. I cannot wait for you guys to be here tomorrow for that event. And that's just one example of the many, many things that you guys have helped me with in the last couple of years with criticism and suggestions for improvement and things to change around and So I cannot wait. I seriously cannot wait for the future, honestly. Like not only tomorrow's event, but all the fun gaming coming in the next month till the end of the year, the interesting changes that I have planned for 2023, which I will announce soon. Lots of good stuff coming. The future is bright, as they say. And I'm happy for that. I'm very happy for that we get to do this every day. Like I said, what an amazing experience of my life, that my job is something I love. It's so rare. I love it so much, man. You guys have no idea. It's funny because so many people hate you on the internet. They say terrible things about you, make videos. I'm like, I don't care. Why would I care?
You absolutely fucking care. You care so fucking much you're fucking begging some big YouTuber to fucking go on their fucking channel, their fucking platform, trying to give your side of the fucking story so you can stop people fucking believing the evil detractors and all the things they say about you, even though the things that we say usually has overwhelming evidence to fucking tell you how much of an arsehole you are. And a lying arsehole at that. You absolutely fucking care. Stop trying to lie to yourself, or you're trying to lie to your audience. Either way, you are lying about not fucking caring. You clearly do fucking care. Happy Thanksgiving, you little dick.
I get to sit here and chill with you guys every day, have a great time, right? This is the life, man. Who cares what some idiots on the internet say? It doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit, right? So, thank you all so much. And by the way, I see some people are contributing. Thank you. As you know, I do shout outs at the end of the podcast. So I have a lot to get through today in a very short period of time. Very appreciative for your contributions, especially this is my only stream of the day. I will shout those out at the end of the show. Okay, the end of the podcast here. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get right into it. First, let's do the schedule. Then, let's do Phil's day off. And then I have game news. All right? Those are the three that we're going to do today. And then basically shout outs and we're done. Schedule. Today, it is Holiday Ask the King. I'm going to be answering your questions from my forums, from the members only thread on the community tab, and from Twitter. I've got a ridiculous amount of questions to cover, good stuff about the future, things going on now, all kinds of interesting questions. I love doing Ask the King, and now we get to do it on a holiday, makes it even more special. So that's the only stream for today. Once Ask the King is done, I'm going to get uploading, set up for tomorrow's special event, but then I'm off to spend the rest of the day with my wife and my family, having a nice Thanksgiving dinner and relaxing, okay? Then, tomorrow, oh my goodness, I am so pumped for tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally here. The Black Friday Adpocalypse React Marathon. Over 50 different videos I have selected out of the over 70 some that were submitted. I put over 50 videos into a playlist, some of which aren't just one ad. They're like a compilation of ads, all right? Tomorrow's going to be so good. Telling you. It's going to be super duper fun. It's going to be super duper exciting. Derek just said, don't forget the graphic. Here you go. It's going to be amazing. Seriously. Like, I cannot wait to do this with you all. And I hope that you will join me tomorrow if you can, all day long, starting usual time, 10:45 a.m. Pacific time, but then continuing on all day long. At one point, I'm going to take a break to pick up my wife. Like I said, I'll probably leave between 4:15 p.m. But then on the way back from picking her up from work, I'm going to get some food. Oh, I decided. You ready? I have the big announcement. I know what I'm doing tomorrow for food. This is going to be interesting. So here's what I'm doing tomorrow. In line with overwhelming commercialism, I'm going to buy food from the most overwhelmingly commercial fast food chain there ever has been on the planet, McDonald's. What am I getting from McDonald's? I'm going to do something I've never done before. A DSP Tries It Taste Test Challenge. I'm going to try the Big Mac, the Quarter Pounder with cheese, and whatever their current chicken sandwich is. All right? I don't even know what their current chicken sandwich is. I have no idea. All right? So I'm going to get 3 sandwiches. And the DSP Tries It is going to be me tasting each one and reviewing each one head to head. Never really done that before, you know? I was like, why am I doing this? Because I think this will be something special and different. It'll be in line with what we're doing for the Black Friday special anyway, right? I didn't particularly find any new fast food items out there that I was very interested in. And by the way, there's 2 McDonald's on the way home from my wife's job, so I can go to either one to grab some food. So it just kind of works out, okay? So that's what we're doing. So tomorrow, usual time, we start this React Marathon to advertisements that you guys nominated, taking a break around 4 p.m. for me to go pick up my wife, come home with food, do a live DSP Tries It of McDonald's head-to-head, and then continuing on with the marathon. I guarantee you, we are going to have way too many videos to get through on the show. So depending on how you guys like this, this could become a thing that's an ongoing thing, maybe an annual thing for Black Friday. Let's see how it goes. All right. I'm excited to see how it goes because I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that. All right. So that's tomorrow, all day long. Okay. Now, after 2 special days of doing this different kind of content, we get back to regularly scheduled gaming on Saturday. And so Saturday will be God of War Ragnarok paired with Sonic Frontiers. Sunday will be more Pokemon Scarlet paired with Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. And it's undecided whether I'll continue on with the F-Tac that I've been using or if I'll do Warzone. I don't know. I kind of like the F-Tac and I think I want to play a little bit more with it. We'll see. And then again, Monday will be more God of War and Sonic Frontiers. Unless it looks like we could beat Sonic Frontiers if we do a longer stream. If that's the case, then I might flip them. Because I would like to beat Sonic Frontiers before a new game comes out. And then again, Tuesday, more Pokemon and Modern Warfare. And that's the stream.
Alright, we got a bingo already because we completed the middle row, sorry, middle column all the way down, so that's our first bingo of the game. And Dashi wants me to fucking play the clip. I didn't save this clip to the soundboard, but it's one of those things where, hang on, where's the fucking, there we go. So, Dashi wants me to play this fucking clip, and I really should save it to the soundboard.
May I offer some advice? Don't write such blatantly idiotic things, and we won't make fun of you for it!
That's the wrong thing. Let me play that. This is what I wanted me to play.
Say it with me, everybody! Nobody cares!
I had the right guy, but just had the wrong fucking clip. Now you fucking go on. So there we go. Play the fucking thing. Phil born is all to fucking death for his goddamn stupid schedule.
Streaming week. So we got Thanksgiving today, the Adpocalypse tomorrow, and then 4 straight days of full-time gaming for this week, okay? When is the next new release? 1 week from tomorrow. It's the release of the Callisto Protocol. That is the spiritual successor to Dead Space from the original makers of Dead Space. I'm incredibly pumped for this game. I have high hopes for it. I really hope it's good. And I hope that you guys will join me for that. That's going to be a special playthrough. So that's why I kind of want to finish Sonic Frontiers. If I beat Sonic Frontiers before that comes out, then it could be it could be God of War and Callisto Protocol alternating as the main daytime stream, while we could have Pokemon and Modern Warfare as the late night streams. Okay? So there you go. Now, before we get to my day off and before we get to current events, some things are coming that are changing, all right? As you know, usually for the month of December, I have holiday-themed stuff going on. And that means, for example, holiday-themed events with things around Christmas time. But in addition to that, I usually also have animations and all kinds of things. Yes, we will have those this year, all right? I already have one thing in the works that's going to change almost immediately starting tomorrow. And then over the course of the next week, all right, what you will see is at some point, I'm going to get a chance to sit down with my wife, and we're going to decorate behind me and make it very Christmassy. Now, we haven't really had a chance to go out and look for any Christmas decorations that are new this year, so we may just make do with what we have. Or next week on my day off, which I believe is the 30th? Let me check here quickly. Yes, the 30th, which is Wednesday next week. Perhaps we'll go out and look for some new decorations to add to the layout, and maybe on December 1st is when I'll actually officially launch the decorations. And in tandem with those decorations, I will launch the also on-screen Christmas animations. Okay, so there will be a slew of Christmas animations this year, along with Christmas decorations and all kinds of stuff going on there. You will see. All right. Now, the only other thing in tandem with that I want to bring up, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially now in the last week of November. All right, we have 1 week left to hit the members goal for the month, as you can see.
Here we fucking go. Desperation is creeping in. Phil is at 352 right now, and he is going to keep losing more and more. Let's have a quick check. Let's have a very quick check, when he's due to lose some more members before the month ends. So Phil had some gifted subs. He lost 1 yesterday. He's going to lose a couple more on the 20th. He's going to lose 6 more. He's going to lose 6 more gifted subs on the 26th of November. Would you look at that? So a month away from here, obviously, 3 days' time will be the 26th. So that's like 2 days' time. Phil's going to lose 6 more random gifted subs. And yeah, the general consensus though is that we probably won't notice that because a lot of people are anticipating Phil is going to be given massive member bumps today. People think today's the day Phil is going to be showered in members and he'll hit his goal and Christmas will be saved and all that jazz.
Even though all the gifted memberships expired, I still adjusted them properly. So, now is do or die time for the Christmas Marathon event. All right? Please, if you are not a member, consider becoming one and supporting the channel if you like the content that you see here. There's so many benefits you get from being a member. Not having to abide by the slow mode rules of a live chat when you're on a live stream. Highlighted name both in the chat comments as well as the video comment on demand. Chat crown badge to show that you're a member and how long you've been a member. Again, both in the chat comments of the videos and the streams. All right? In addition to all of that, priority access to special events today. The vast majority of questions I'm answering for the show today for Ask the King are from channel members. Okay? For special events, nominating and voting. The members always get priority and always get something thrown into the mix there for themselves. All right? For example, we just did the Halloween event. A game, it was Dead by Daylight, was selected just by the members. Okay? So if we hit the members' goal for the month, the Christmas Marathon event will happen, and it'll happen right before Christmas. I'm not 100% exactly sure when. I haven't really looked at the dating yet. Christmas this year actually falls on a Sunday, so obviously I don't want to do it on Sunday. Maybe I'll do it that Friday or Saturday before. Likely the Friday before, only because if you do it the Saturday before, there's a lot of people who have holiday things they do on Christmas Eve, and I don't want to interfere with that, so maybe we'll do it like the Friday before the 23rd. So if this marathon goes down, here's what happens. Number one, I dress up in Christmas attire, and I have several different Christmas sweaters, shirts, and things to wear during the day that I like to throw in for variety. Hats as well, Christmas hats. We'll see if I can find something new this year as well to wear. We'll have to see. I drink. Yes, I actually drink liquor. It's the only time of the year I do it. I usually have some alcoholic eggnog, some you know, flavored liquors like whiskey and stuff like that. We'll see what I can find this year and what I actually want to try, you know, during the marathon. We'll see. Okay? And I play a variety of games that you guys nominate and then vote for. So the sooner we hit the goal, the sooner I can set up the thread by which you guys could start nominating games for the Christmas event. And they could be any kind of game. It doesn't have to be Christmas themed or anything like that. It could be any kind of game you guys want to see. All right? Now, in addition to all of that, traditionally I do something Christmas themed for the show, whether it's a holiday feasting with the king, whether it's an actual DSP Tries It episode that's catered towards Christmas with some kind of like a Christmas treat or something. So, let's see what happens between now and the end of the month. We've got this last week of the month. Again, you know, if you're not a member, you're really missing out. You get tons of benefits, and it also supports this channel. Or maybe you just want to support the channel. You're in the giving mood. It's, you know, we're in holiday season. You want to help your fellow viewer drop a membership bomb, help us get to that goal. Okay? All right. It's the only time I'm going to mention it today. I'm not going to keep mentioning it. So, it's, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, traditionally, for once a week, for me to tell you about that little segment you love, I love. It's time for Phil's Day Off. Yes. Phil's Day Off. So, yesterday was my day off from streaming after a 6-day streaming week. And it was a busy one. Oh, my goodness, was it a busy one. So, basically, I had to do all the errands to get ready for today's big Thanksgiving. Luckily for me, I'd already pretty much prepared food-wise, okay, for the most part for today. In fact, the shopping trip I had to go on was actually just a regular week of groceries as opposed to a shopping trip where it was all Thanksgiving items. I did this purposefully. I shopped 2 weeks ago for Thanksgiving, so I wouldn't have to fight everyone for food. And boy, am I grateful, because when I went to the grocery store, the same cooler where I got the turkey breast for today had 3 turkey breasts in it. That was it. It was empty. So I'm like, yeah, I did the right thing by getting the food early, for sure. I didn't have to fight for all that stuff. So here's what happened. We woke up, had some breakfast together, all right? And then we said, what are we going to do today? I said, well, let's make our shopping list, which we did. And I said, all right, so here's what we should do. I will go out and do all the errand stuff. So, for example, the grocery shopping, pet supply shopping. And there was a few odds and ends that I had to do while I was out. Now, I knew it was going to take longer than usual. It's the day before Thanksgiving. There's a million people on the road, okay? Like, let me do that. In the meantime, my wife is at the end game of God of War Ragnarok. And I said, this is a great opportunity for you to play it today, because I got to be out doing that stuff. And then later on when I come home, I have to set up the playlist for the Adpocalypse Marathon on Friday. So you're going to have time when I play, excuse me, you're going to have time to play while I'm out. Then we can maybe unpack, have dinner together. All right. And then after that, I'll go set up the playlist and you can finish the game. This way you can finish it and I will not be spoiled whatsoever. Okay. So that's exactly what we did. I went out and started doing my errands, running around, doing all this stuff while she was playing the game. Okay. I was out and about, you know, shopping. It wasn't so bad, actually. Like, I thought it was actually going to be much worse. Definitely, there was a lot of people out. It was hilarious seeing people last minute Thanksgiving shop and having no idea what they were doing. There was a guy. So there's the turkey breast cooler I just told you about. There's 3 turkey breasts in there. The guy literally picks each one up and he's inspecting them like he has no idea what they are. And he, like, every inch, he puts that one down, he picks up the next one. He's like, dude, it's a turkey breast. Like, what the fuck are you looking for on there? Like, I don't know. Like, seriously, people, like, it's like they live on another planet, and then the day before Thanksgiving, they come out to get Thanksgiving ingredients. They're, like, so confused. So, I got...
Phil glorifies in the fucking suffering of other people, even when he's fucking out and about. Remember that fucking bizarre shoe story? He was in a fucking shoe shop, and there was some fucking family, some old guy was treating his family, some fucking old granda or whatever. He was treating his family to fucking shoes, but he was from out of town, and he's trying to buy all the kids' shoes, whatever shit, and they wouldn't accept his card. Phil told that story with a goddamn smile on his face. It's bizarre that he fucking, you know, relishes the fucking suffering kind of stories of other people. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, someone's fucking trying to find the right fucking, you know, there's a limited selection that's left of the fucking turkeys that are there. He's trying to find the one that doesn't, kind of looks the best one from the fucking 3. There's only 3 of them. So I might as well check out each one and see which one is the least, you know, or the most appealing or whatever. Big fucking deal. When Phil fucking thinks this is a funny thing to laugh at, I'm going to fucking just tell, I can't wait to tell my audience this incredibly funny story of this guy trying to fucking get turkey the day before Thanksgiving. Big fucking deal.
Got most of the stuff we needed. Some of the stuff that I wanted didn't have, but I think it's only because the time of the year, maybe. I don't know. But for the most part, it wasn't a big deal. And in fact, it was a better shopping trip than usual. What I mean by that, it was less expensive because we already had all the ingredients for Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving meal today was already taken care of, and we have make enough food that we have leftovers for another day. So this is going to be enough for at least 2 days of food. So because of that, that's 2 meals we don't have to make this week. You know, outside of Thanksgiving making it today, that's good. It means we don't have to buy 2 meals. You see, so we actually cut back a little bit on food costs this week. But anyway, so I was out and about doing all my stuff, and it took a little bit longer than usual, but not too much longer. Okay, so I come home, And Kat is just sitting there on the couch, TV's off and everything. I said, what happened? What happened to our plan? I thought you were going to beat God of War. She says, I did. I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, it was closer than I thought. And she basically said the ending was great, and she likes the game, and she can't talk about it, of course, because I can't be spoiled. And when she finished the game, her save file time clocked in at 50 hours, 50 gameplay hours. So, now I kind of know what I'm expecting. And if you take a look at my playthrough so far of God of War, I'm only at 20 hours. Yeah, 20 hours. So, we have a while. We have a while to get through in this game. And, you know, it's going to take a bit. So then, said, all right, let's get food. What do we want? Because we're order food. Well, we're just thinking, like, well, what are we going to have? You know, what did we just have? What are we going to have? So why don't we get Mexican food? Okay, so we order from the usual restaurant we always order from. Now, this restaurant is really good. Number one, whenever you order from them, they give you free chips and salsa, which is amazing. You get, you know, tortilla chips, you put their own salsa, which is it's spicy, but also very tasty. Really good. This is the same Mexican restaurant that I've ordered for Feasting with the King. If you remember, I think we've done Mexican at least once where I did this. Remember I did it was like a tour of the world or a tour of Mexico where it was, we had the steak and other things too. It was like 2 or 3 different things, right? That was in it. And it was really good. So we ordered from them. And immediately I noticed something's different. I looked at it and I was like, why does it say the food is coming from another direction? The restaurant that we always go to and the restaurant we always get the food delivered from is one that's near our local mall. For some reason, it's saying the food is coming from a completely different direction. I was like, oh no. So here's what happens sometimes. If you're not aware, when you order food on any of these apps, whether it's DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever it may be, what they usually will do, if you're going to order food from any kind of a restaurant that has multiple locations in your area, they obviously will order the food from the closest one and have it delivered. But there's some situations where sadly it's not available. For example, sometimes a certain chain is very busy, and what they'll actually do is turn off their delivery. They'll actually have the ability to say, oh, we're not accepting any delivery orders right now. Okay? The problem is, when you're ordering food, you have no idea. The app, none of them tell you that. So if you always order and you always get it from this location and you like the food quality from that location, and then you order again and it's like yesterday was the day before Thanksgiving. What happens the day before Thanksgiving? Everyone's traveling, you have family showing up, now you're about to cook a giant meal the next day. Are you going to cook the day before? No. So everyone goes out to eat the day before Thanksgiving in America. All right? So all the restaurants are super busy. So what happened was, us ordering, the restaurant we usually get the food from was overwhelmed and had shut off their online ordering. So our order went all the way across to a different town, to a different location. And we're like, oh no, because this has happened to us before, not with this Mexican restaurant, but this has happened to us with other restaurants, where we get it from an alternate location. And I'm not even kidding you, and I've talked about this before on the show. Here in America, these franchised businesses have absolutely no consistency. And what I mean by that, and a perfect example here, Burger King. There's one Burger King that we go to, and when we ever...
Not again, for fuck's sake, Phil. Please, not the Burger King story again. We fucking get it. You had one fucking bad burger from there one time. Death to fucking Burger King for giving you one fucking sloppy goddamn McChicken sandwich or whatever the fuck it was called. Jesus fucking Christ, we get it. It's just, you're beating a dead horse at this fucking rate. Pun intended. For God's sake, Phil, enough. We understand. You didn't like the fucking bad burger you got and you fucking hated it. Burger King did not give you compensation for it. How dare they fucking ignore you and ghost you when you fucking demanded some sort of compensation for your fucking traumatic experience of getting a fucking burger from Burger King. Just fucking move on. Move the fuck on.
Wherever we go there, everything's amazing. The food is great. It's fresh. It's exactly how it's expected to be. The condiments are put properly. The vegetables are fresh. Everything's delicious. Then there's another Burger King that we went to. Everything is disgusting. Like, no one gives a shit. They just fucking rush the food out. And that was the one where a year and a half ago, I got that disgusting chicken sandwich. I complained, and literally after about 2 weeks, they ghosted me and never even gave me a dollar back. They couldn't even give me like a coupon for a sandwich after they screwed me over with that. All right? So here's the thing is, these franchise restaurants in the United States, they're all supposed to be held...
That is another bingo. I'm glad this fucking triggered a fucking rant at a Phil so I could fucking say all these bingoisms, you know what I mean? That's another bingo right there. The top row has been completed. I'm also tempted to tick toxic. He's been a bit toxic right now towards Burger King. I'm not sure. It's one of those things. I'll let you guys decide.
Live to the same standard. Your name of your company is on the front of the building. So if you go to Burger King in downtown over here and you go to Burger King at another town over here, they're supposed to be the equal, but they're not. And sadly, there's just no real way to hold the standards even though they're supposed to. So this is a situation here where sadly, This is a chain of Mexican restaurants where the one that we usually order from is absolutely outstanding. The owner's probably an upstanding person who cares about food quality, who cares about the representation of the restaurant and the franchise. We ordered yesterday, okay? Just listen to this. So my wife got, I think, a combo platter, which is like a burrito and an enchilada. I got 2 enchiladas.
I am ticking toxic before he continues because he has been toxic, and that's in our bingo. So there you go. The right column's been done. We're flying, guys. We're fucking flying for the bingos here.
Okay? The food shows up on our doorstep and we're looking. It looks completely different than when it usually shows up. When it usually shows up, it's in these airtight, snap-on plastic containers. It completely contains your food inside. It's Mexican food. Let's be honest. Mexican food is messy. There's sauce and cheese and all over it. So obviously it needs to be contained. This fucking chain, whoever owns this one, is a cost-cutting, skinflint jackass. This guy got the absolute cheapest packaging you could.
It basically, no, Phil. This guy is like fucking a page at your book. You just described yourself there, pal.
Cost-cutting, contained. This fucking chain, whoever owns this one, is a cost-cutting, skinflint jackass.
You fucking don't pay your own fans for all the things that they give you to fucking monetize your streams. You don't pay for the artwork, you don't pay for the fucking animations, you pay for fucking nothing. You fucking demand your fans give you money, $200 every day roughly, just to fucking keep afloat. And then you fucking also ask them to fucking design your shit so you can keep fucking making more money off them. It's up to them to fucking decide for you what you fucking play. It's up to them to fucking help you through these fucking games that you fucking play for them to fucking make money on. It's up to them to fucking decide what fucking food you get in a fucking DSP Trizip coming up. For Jesus Christ, it's up to them to fucking supply all the fucking things for you to fucking react to, which you fucking have technically already seen some of the things already because you fucking made your own goddamn playlist for it. You could have asked anyone else. You could have literally asked somebody you trust to make the playlist for you on your behalf. They could have made a playlist for you. Also, someone you actually have to fucking trust to do this is fucking one of your whales, let's be honest. They probably have all the fucking time in the world to run this because, it's fucking, it's one of these deadheads. Why the fuck could he not just fucking, commission this task to one of his moderators? By the way, you're in charge of this fucking thread, whatever. Make up a list of like 50 odd, whatever. Make sure they hit the meet this criteria. I don't want to see any of this. I want to see it first and fresh when I'm doing the right. And I couldn't do that. He's not going to fucking do that. He's not going to delegate that task to one of his goddamn moderators or whatever. He's going to fucking do it himself, spoil himself for it. He's already seen most of this shit already, at least a little bit, for his fucking React thing tomorrow. Phil does not do React content. He does like revisionary content because he fucking has to watch things first beforehand and prepare notes before he fucking reacts to it. So he's not a fucking React streamer as much as he fucking likes to think he is now a React streamer. No, he's fucking no.
This guy got the absolute cheapest packaging you could have. A fucking aluminum container with a piece of cardboard on top. Cardboard for something that has sauce and cheese. Can you use a single brain cell? Immediately you say, wait a minute. Cardboard for sauce and cheese is a bad idea. Cardboard gets wet. Cardboard gets disgusting when it's wet. They're just morons. Okay? So, I'm not kidding you. It's sitting on our front doorstep, and you can see in the bag, the entire bottom of the bag is sauce. There's about this much sauce in the bottom of the bag that seeped through both packages that are stacked on top of each other, squishing each other down, sauce squirting everywhere. What the fuck? Seriously, like, what the fuck? So I pick up the bag, and the bag is dripping on my front doorstep Mexican sauce. So basically, I run it to my sink in my kitchen. All right, it's going everywhere. I open it. Of course, the food is fucking destroyed. You open it, the enchilada is like flattened. All the ingredients are all over the fucking place. It's destroyed. I had 2 enchiladas. Mine were completely crushed to one side of the container. Everything smashed and destroyed. Now, you might say, well, maybe it's the person who delivered it. I mean, maybe. But the thing is, the other place has it in proper containers. They put it in an airtight plastic container. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to seep. It's not going to leak. It's not going to, you know what I mean? By the way, so it's the same exact chain. No chips, no salsa. I checked off, give us utensils, no utensils, nothing. So basically, one chain you go to, one franchise, you get amazing packaging. You get free chips and salsa. You get everything you want, all nice, perfect. You go to the other one, your food's fucking destroyed, and they don't even give you the things you're supposed to get with it. What kind of a fucking experience is this? Again, and the thing is, on these apps, they don't give you the choice. It's not like if I was ordering on the app and it said, oh, by the way, you're not ordering from your usual location, it's going to come from this one instead. I'd be like, well, don't do it then. Cancel the order. So basically, we tried to eat some of it. It was disgusting. Even you could tell my beans, I had black beans. They were bland as shit. Have you ever eaten black beans that were bland? I've never had Mexican black beans with no flavor. They had no seasoning on them whatsoever, right? So it's obvious this chain doesn't give a fuck. This owner, whoever owns this particular one, is an asshole, a skinflint, a cheapskate. Don't give the customer anything. Smash the food. Who gives a fuck, right? So, of course, we complain. We were able to get some credit for the food. It sucked because, you know, we did lose some money on it. And it's like, what are you going to do? We argued that this is basically inedible food. It's not fair because we didn't choose to get it from that particular one. So, basically, we got the case referred to a manager, and the manager was like, all right, we'll give you this much. I was like, all right, better than nothing. So, I did get some credit towards my next order or whatever, all right? So, anyway, the food, I'll be honest, the food sucked. You know, it's our one day a week where we don't cook, where we get to order out food, and the food sucks ass. And it really is a bad experience when that happens. Like, damn, you know, it's a freaking one day a week. Get to not cook, and this is what we have to fucking eat today. It's gross. So after that, I headed upstairs to shave and shower. As you can see, I shaved yesterday. I'm very smooth. Get that. And I said, all right, I'm going to work on, you know, the Adpocalypse stuff. So I didn't know what Kat was going to do because she had beaten God of War. So, you know, I'm in here for like maybe 2 hours going through all of it. And by the way, in the meantime, people had submitted this, you know, some cool logos. I got some cool animations and stuff coming up for the next week or so. Oh, this is very excellent. I'm very excited, you know. And so finally, I finished with the Adpocalypse stuff. And like I said, we've got over 50 different videos on deck for the Adpocalypse tomorrow. I'm very excited for this. So, I leave my office. I walk downstairs and I look up and I'm like, oh, honey, so what did you do when I was... And I look, and lo and behold, our home has been transformed into a winter wonderland because Kat decorated the house for Christmas while I was doing the Adpocalypse stuff. So all the candle stuff and things that we've had from previous years is all set up. Garland and stuff we have up. Little, you know, we have like a reindeer, you know, a cool reindeer standing up and everything. And I'm looking around like, oh, everything looks so nice. But now I got to get, you know, our candles. We have the, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. Over several years ago, actually, my parents bought us a lot of Christmas decorations. Basically, during that whole time we were going through the bankruptcy when we didn't have any money for anything, my parents were like, you know, they wanted to help. So they basically sent us a ton of decorations for the house to cheer us up. And so we got all these candles. They're not real candles. They're those ones that they're battery powered and they simulated candles, like this like fake wick that goes around where there's a light in front of it. So it kind of simulates the movement of a flame. We got a ton of these. We have a few that look like Christmas trees. We have some that look like pine cones. We have some that just look like a candle, but it's like almost like silver pearls on the outside. So we got a ton of these. And also, they have one that looks like a polar bear, which is cute. It's like holding a big snowball. We also have this tree that my parents bought. It's a Christmas tree full of water with glitter in it. You plug it in, it turns on, and just woo, all over. There's a light show, basically. So my wife had set it all up. I was like, all right, let's get the batteries in. So we, you know, pump out the batteries. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks so good. So I was not expecting that at all. How doesn't Jasper tear it down? He doesn't bother it. Jasper does not bother the Christmas decorations in any way. He just leaves them. He doesn't care. Yeah. I don't know. He just doesn't care. So that's why, you know, we don't have a Christmas tree because we are nervous that if we have a Christmas tree that Jasper would knock it down. We are. Although a couple years we had a mini Christmas tree. You know, regular Christmas tree is like 6-7 feet tall. So we had one of those little ones that's only like 2-3 feet tall. It could even fit like on a coffee table. We had one of those for 2 years and he never bothered it. He just left it. But then it broke. And after that, we never got another one. It's been like 2 years. We haven't even gotten another tree. I was very pleased that Kat did that because I had no idea she was going to. I said to her, maybe we would do it tomorrow or tonight, actually, on Thanksgiving night. So maybe we'll do it Thanksgiving night. We'll decorate. But because she did it early, now tonight after we eat, we can just relax, which I'm very happy. I like relaxing. I don't know about you guys. The older you get, the more relaxation you want. And I can't wait to just have a nice, ridiculously good meal with my wife tonight and then relax, you know? So that was very nice of her to decorate. And then basically what we did is the rest of the night, we watched X-Files, all right? What I think what she's going to do now is she's going to try to find a few more games to play just casually, you know, for the rest of the year. Because I don't know if she's really interested in anything else between now and the end of the year. Yeah, so. But anyway, it was very nice. It was a very nice day off. The one thing that went wrong was the shitty Mexican food, which you can't blame the chain. It's the individual restaurant. That owner is an asshole. We would never eat there in person. And the problem is now, if we're ordering, we got to be skeptical. You know, are we going to get food from the one we want or not? You know? I mean, what we might be able to do, if we place an order and you immediately notice it's at the other restaurant once the order's placed, I think you could contact customer service to cancel the order. And be like, yeah, we don't want it from there. Fuck them. Give us our money back and we'll order again from somewhere else. We might have to keep an eye on it now. Anyway, what season are we on at X-Files? 4? We're either 4 or 5. Probably 4. I think 4, but maybe 5. Not sure. We've been watching it. We watched it almost all October, and now we're still watching it through all of November. It's a great show. I haven't seen it since the 90s, so it's fun to watch these episodes again. So, cool, right? So good stuff. That's Phil's day off, ladies and gentlemen. Hope it was a fun episode for you, like it was for me. Very excited. Okay, we got a little bit of game news to cover today before we get to shout-outs. So game news-wise, here's what's going on, all right? Okay, first of all, we have some interesting news when it comes to game sales, all right? God of War Ragnarok sold 5.1 million copies in 1 week. That is the best-selling Sony exclusive game ever. Okay, previous to this, I think I listed the other ones. Yes, The Last of Us Part 2 had sold 4 million. Marvel's Spider-Man had sold 3.3 million. And God of War for 2018 had sold 3.1 million. So it is officially the best-selling Sony exclusive ever. 5.1 million in 1 week. And now, undoubtedly, what's going to happen is more people are going to buy it, right? It's going to have legs. So that's ginormous. I mean, literally another extra million on top of Last of Us 2. So, pretty damn cool. You know, I love the game. Can't wait to play more of it. Like I said, we're 20 hours into a 50-hour experience, so we're not even, a third, if maybe a little more than a third into the game. I'm very excited. However, what you guys got to understand is that those numbers mean nothing when it comes to things like Call of Duty or even like the recent Splatoon. It's just, for Sony, it's really good, right? The biggest Sony exclusive. I guess what you could say is huzzah for narrative-based games, right? Because that's exactly what it is. Like, for a narrative-based game, that's an amazing sales number, Now, another sales number, all right, listen to this. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Are you ready for this? Sold an overwhelming, unprecedented, ginormously successful 10 million copies in 3 days. 10 million? Holy shit, that's a lot of copies of Pokemon. I mean, whoa. It doubled God of War in only 3 days. I guess the one thing we can say is there is going to be a little bit of duplication, and here's why. If you bought Scarlet and then you bought Violet or the double pack, they actually count that as 2 sales rather than 1, even though technically you bought the same game twice because you really did. So there is definitely some artificial duplication. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, the game was panned by critics for having so many technical flaws, and it's ranking in as one of the best-selling Pokemon games of all time. This game is never going to get an improvement patch. Never. As I told you guys, I said this at launch. I said, if people continue to support a franchise that underperforms, the franchise will never have incentive to perform better. If you overwhelm them rewardingly with your dollars, why would they improve? What this is going to tell Game Freak is, good job. Keep doing it what you're doing.
You bought the game as well, you dumb bastard.
Keep pumping out the unfinished, buggy, bad frame rate, horrible pop-in, glitch-filled messes that you've been putting out the last several years, because we're going to keep rewarding you with our dollars, Keep in mind, originally, I was going to skip this. You guys said you wanted me to play it, and you know what? I think you made the right decision. It's been the 2 days I played it was really fun. We're having a great chill time with the playthrough. I love playing these chill Pokemon playthroughs with you.
So what you're saying is that you disagree with the reviewers. All these critics that panned the game, whatever, and yet you bought the game and you're having a rewarding and also a profitable experience from it. So what you're saying is, even though it's had so much fucking criticism, which you fucking, launched into yourself, by the way, you were wrong. Okay.
You guys, we have tons of interactivity, tons of great times together when we do it. So I'm okay with that. But understand, basically they're getting rewarded for nonsense. And again, do you think they're going to change? Do you think they will change? I mean, Nintendo didn't change. Nintendo had a whole generation of failure of the Wii U. So what did people do? They bought these. And this supplemented the lost revenue for the fact that no one was buying games.
Oh, is this how Phil lost a fan before? Phil lost a whale before because he shat all over Amiibos. I remember that years ago, man. Phil fucking hates Amiibos, not shitting things as a waste of fucking money, and he lost a prominent whale because of his fucking hatred over Amiibos.
And Nintendo just continued on, didn't improve, right? Everyone screams, we want a Switch Pro. What does Nintendo do? Put out the Switch OLED and laugh at you because you bought it anyway. These companies will literally never, ever improve. So it is what it is. People speak with their dollar. They did. Congratulations. You will now never get a patch. I'm telling you right now, you'll never see a patch for that game. It's always going to run like it does right now. Other game news. It has been officially announced what we're going to get in the free next-gen update for Witcher 3, which comes out, I want to say it's December 14th. I could be wrong. It could be December 16th. But here's what we're going to get in the free upgrade, okay? Upgraded visuals, new quests added, Cross progression between the PS5 and the Xbox versions of the game. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. Haptic feedback if you play it on the PS5. Controller layout changes for improved control. Map filter so you can clean up question marks that are completely filling your map and now you can't tell what anything is because there's a zillion of them on the map. A dynamic mini-map. I don't know what that means, but I guess they're improving the mini-map as well. Left stick auto sprint capability. Good. So instead of having to hold the stick down, it'll just auto sprint if you click it. More subtle subtitle settings. Excuse me. I guess they felt like the original subtitle settings were too limited. So they're going to have more probably for accessibility purposes. And only for PC, ray tracing with more customizations and a new photo mode added. Sounds good to me. Sounds like some nice quality of life improvements. I'm not going to complain, especially because it's free. Since it's free, why are you going to argue, right? Hey, give me anything new. And, you know, this is cool because now there's kind of incentive for if and when I ever go back to play. Remember, I own it digitally on PS4. That means right now I could re-download the PS4 version on my PS5 and play it. And with these improvements, these will be added automatically on PS5. So if I ever replay Witcher 3, cool, right? We're going to get all that. That's pretty neat. And that's very nice of CD Projekt Red to do that after delivering a broken piece of dog shit in, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 at launch. It's nice of them to give some stuff out for free, especially the fans of the series. Okay? Cool. Last story for today. It is now incredibly likely that the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, is likely to file an antitrust lawsuit to block Microsoft's $69 billion buyout attempt of Activision Blizzard. I guess what it is, other countries have been weighing in on this recently, because every country basically has to weigh in on what they think about this. And apparently other countries have been feeling that if Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard, it could make too much of a monopoly in the industry. Personally, I think that's ludicrous. I really do. I think it's so stupid. You've got major competition from companies like Nintendo and Sony. How could you possibly think that Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard makes a monopoly? It just doesn't make any sense from a logical perspective of anyone who knows gaming. But this is the problem. The people who we have in these regulatory agencies don't understand gaming. They don't know shit. So they're just fucking, oh, sounds like a big merger. I guess we got to maybe flag it as like... Now, this doesn't mean that it's not going to go through. All it means is that it's going to be a painstakingly annoying, time-consuming, drawn-out, delayed process. So it's funny because we were talking about Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard over a year ago. Where a year later, we're not even close to this thing even going through. This thing could take, I'm not exaggerating, years to go through. That's how these processes, these legal processes are fucking ridiculous jokes. And it could take 2-3 more years. Seriously. So, I don't know. I guess we're going to see.
I have a feeling I missed a bingo thing. I'm sorry guys, I'm going to need to rewind like a minute or so. Basically the start of this kind of story.
Activision Blizzard.
Sorry guys. I think he might have said necessarily.
After delivering a broken piece of dog shit in, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 at launch. It's nice of them to give some stuff out for free, especially the fans of the series. Okay? Cool. Last story for today.
Just bear with me, won't you all?
It is now incredibly likely that the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, is likely to file an antitrust lawsuit to block Microsoft's $69 billion buyout attempt of Activision Blizzard. I guess what it is, other countries have been weighing in on this recently, because every country basically has to weigh in on what they think about this. And apparently other countries have been feeling that if Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard, it could make too much of a monopoly in the industry. Personally, I think that's ludicrous. I really do. I think it's so stupid. You've got major competition from companies like Nintendo and Sony. How could you possibly think that Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard makes a monopoly? It just doesn't make any sense from a logical perspective of anyone who knows gaming. But this is the problem. The people who we have in these regulatory agencies don't understand gaming. They don't know shit. So they're just fucking, oh, sounds like a big merger. I guess we got to maybe flag it as like... Now, this doesn't mean that it's not going to go through. All it means is that it's going to be a pain...
Okay, I thought he might have said it there, but he didn't say it there, so ignore me. I thought he might have said necessarily at that point, but he just said this doesn't mean... So, okay, we'll just move on past it.
It's going to be seen as a monopoly. Once they actually investigate the matter, at least if they have any iota of intelligence in their heads, then again, it doesn't mean shit. I've seen some really boneheaded decisions being made by people who are in positions of power recently, so, you know, you never know what you're going to get. Before we get to shoutouts, let me turn on my fan, because I need some air circulation in here. There's full sun outside today for Thanksgiving. There we go.
This will count as dead air. He walked away from the computer, barely said a thing, just so he could open the second window. That is dead air.
I want to get a little bit of air circulation in here while I do the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do some shout-outs. All right, for contribution. By the way, So this is my only stream of the day. We're just about to do shout outs and end the podcast. We're gonna get set up and we're gonna go right into Ask the King. Ask the King will run for between 2 and 3 hours, and that's it for today. No second stream today. Tomorrow is the Adpocalypse React Marathon all day long, and then gaming resumes on Saturday. For those who want to see games, they come back to Saturday. Okay. All right. So first contribution on the YouTube side is from Mozzie, who did a $10 super chat and said, "Happy Thanksgiving to Phil. Thank you for all of the content you get. You're welcome. Thank you for your support and thank you for your viewership and your kind words." Shout out to Mike, who did a $10 super chat as well. He says, "Phil, I hope your Thanksgiving is going well. So far, so good. I got to work today." Oh, where do you work? That's terrible, man. I'm sorry to hear that. He says, "Oh, well, I'm not sure if you've been asked this. What do you think of the Resident Evil 4 remake?" Well, from the visuals we've seen, it looks pretty interesting. The graphics look great. Of course, this is the RE engine, which is the Capcom proprietary engine that has made so many games look so good as of late, including, you know, Resident Evil Village and its recent expansion. I would hope that they are going to add in some new things, like new gameplay elements and things to make it more modernized. I replayed Resident Evil 4 in January, and it was good. Like, I would say, for a game as old as it is, it actually feels oddly modern. Like, that really was a game that pushed Resident Evil forward in so many different ways. The only thing that's really missing for the game is a dodge, right? A dodge button or a dodge mechanic. At the very same time, if they add a dodge, they really should make the enemies have better ways to hit you so that the dodge is needed, because I feel like if you can dodge the enemies and they're just the same enemies from the original Resident Evil 4, the game might be too easy. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what they're going to implement or not gameplay-wise, but graphics looks great, and, you know, I'm going to play it. Even though I just played it, you know, a year ago, I'll play it again. It's all good. See what the new one has to offer. I mean, let's be honest. If it's like Resident Evil 2 remake, it's a whole new ball game. It would feel like playing a whole new game. But the thing is, Resident Evil 2 was incredibly outdated with old visuals, tank controls. They modernized that game. How much can they really modernize Resident Evil 4? I don't know. I guess it's left to be seen, right? Okay. Now we go over to the tip side of things. We got a few tips to shout out. Our first tip of the day here today. Let's see here. What? An anonymous tipper says Google says your net worth is $1 to $5 million. Is that personal wealth, or is that including Burnell Enterprises as well? What? If you were to total up, let's say everything I own, and let's say I owned it all outright, which I don't. Let's assume I owned this house, I owned my car, I owned everything in the house, I wasn't making payments. Let's assume I own everything. Okay? It's not worth $1 million. Not even close. I don't even think it's worth $500,000.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that, actually. Because the home itself is what, you know, several hundreds of thousands of dollars, isn't it? So you got that. Let's just, you know, let's just fucking hypothetically pretend Phil owns a house outright. That's how many hundreds of thousands of dollars? Prophet says the condo alone is valued at 650k. Phil's YouTube channel, this might be controversial, but Phil's YouTube channel does have a certain amount of worth as well. With all the videos he's got in that catalogue of his, he's got like 100,000 fucking videos across like 4 or 5 different channels. Most of it's shite, I know, but it's a lot of fucking shite on there. You know, it's one of those things, if you've got a fucking 100,000, you know, separate fucking videos or whatever, and every fucking video is priced at like, you know, fucking 10 cents. You sell all that, you're fucking making a lot of money. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's shite, if you have a lot of it, it can still add up. But so the condo alone is valued at 650k. The YouTube channel, I think, could be. You could argue that. I mean, look at the amount of money Phil still makes on his YouTube channel. He still makes decent money on YouTube. He earns some, you know, between 4 and 5 grand a month on YouTube alone. That's not bad. So per year, that's what we could just say per YouTube channel anyway. The YouTube channel alone you could say, be worth maybe. I think it's probably fair to say it's worth between $50,000 and $100,000. His YouTube channel. Simply because he can make per year about 60 grand on YouTube alone. YouTube alone, he could make 60 grand. So that, I could be valued between that and 100k or something. Just saying, hypothetically. So right alone, the condo and the YouTube channel, that's, you know, $750,000 right off the fucking bat. The car, what fucking, you know, maybe, fuck knows how much. I don't know how much a fucking Toyota Corolla goes for. Fucking maybe 15 grand or something, 20 grand, 25 grand. I got no fucking clue. I'm not a fucking expert in fucking estimating how much cars are worth. But yeah. You get what I'm saying though? I can kind of see why it would buy it between 1 and 5 million. Also, you know, it's a fucking very strange, you know, window there. It's a big fucking window. But yeah, 1 million I can conceivably see as being close to legitimate. Simply because of the fucking money Phil makes from YouTube channel, from how much his house is worth and all that. There you go.
Okay, not even close. The bill's valuable asset is my house, but I still have a mortgage on the house that I owe 22 years of payments on. So no, I don't, that's nonsense. It's ridiculous.
Oh, was that? Did Phil just confirm how long he's got left to pay off his mortgage?
Mortgage on the house that I owe 22 years of payments on.
22 years. So Phil is locked into a mortgage for the next 22 years. Is that brand new information that we didn't know before? If it is, that's quite an interesting revelation.
So no, I don't, that's nonsense. That's ridiculous. Now, if you're talking about, like potential value of the business.
That's a good point. Heather says there's a 30-year mortgage. Yeah, of course, because he moved into the fucking house 8 years ago. So Phil, when he moved into this fucking place, got a 30-year mortgage. And that's kind of actually typical. It's not strange to get like a 25, 30-year mortgage if it's going to be a fucking, it's basically preparing for your family home, essentially, It's one of those things, yeah. It's not strange at all to get a 30-year mortgage. This fucking face that Phil's making right now, Jesus Christ.
I mean, here's the thing. How do you value a YouTube business, right? I have no idea.
I saw a recent short where somebody offered Mr. Beast, it wasn't Mr. Beast himself that fucking said this, I think. Somebody wanted to buy Mr. Beast's channel, his YouTube channels, and they offered him, like, literally, it was like $1 billion or something, like $1 billion. And the fact of the matter is, he was able to calculate how much his channel's kind of worth, and he said that it's not enough. And to kind of done the estimations for it, they actually broke down the fucking math and the formulas, and it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's actually worth more than $1 billion. It's fucking crazy how fucking expensive some YouTube channels conceivably are in terms of the money they can make a person or people as some fucking charges shit. It's bizarre. Prophet says that Phil paid $255,000 for a condo in 2014, is borrowed at $650,000, so he has equity in a home. Yeah, true, yeah, but it's just the fact of the matter is he's not going to fucking do anything about it. He has confirmed he wants to remortgage, doesn't he? Because he wants to remortgage at some point so he can fucking capitalise on the house being more viable now. Or is it remortgage or something? I can't remember. I think it's like that, yeah. But honestly, fuck, Jesus, Phil does not need to be in Seattle, okay? It's not as if fucking Phil's got any family there, right? Him and Kat, here's a great fucking idea, Phil. Get what he needs fucking repaired and get the home fixed up. Save money, get the home fixed up, get what needs to be fucking done, and sell off and make bank. Refinance, that's the kind of, yeah, so Phil wants to refinance. But Phil just sell up, make bank, and move to fucking like Nebraska or Idaho or some pish. Get yourself a far cheaper home in a nice wee quiet town. Just as long as it's got good internet, it's all you fucking need. Jesus fucking Christ, Phil. It's one of those things where it's like you could get a far more affordable home in a nicer area where it's like the air is better and cleaner and all that shit. You don't have to worry about Burger King. It's unreal. It's fucking bizarre to me why Phil chose to move to fucking Seattle. Chose to move so fucking far away from home and bankrupt himself in the process. That move, Phil can fucking try and claim all he wants. It's the fucking evil detractors that fucking bankrupted him. Him moving his ass all the way across country with no real solid financial plan in place to fucking commit himself to a 30-year mortgage when he knows his fucking YouTube career was kind of on the fucking edge already. It was hanging by its fucking thread due to all the problems that are fucking on the horizon. People saw the fucking warning signs. People saw the potential problems there. But Phil committed himself. He fucking went all in on this idea. It's not a fucking, Phil was sold on moving to Seattle because of the fucking tax breaks. Oh, you don't have to fucking pay the fucking, state tax or some pish, He was convinced he was going to pay far less in taxes, which is why he chose to go to Seattle. Liana wanted fucking Florida. Liana was fucking eager to move to Florida. Phil vetoed that idea. It's too hot, it's too swampy, which is potentially true. Florida, I've heard, of a shithole, apart from, a couple of areas, but it's like mainly swampland. I've heard that some of Florida is lovely. Apparently, I've never been, so I don't know. But yeah, it's one of those things. But it's bizarre to know that Phil would fucking blow through all that fucking money and move somewhere which he has no. It's such a fucking waste. That's what it is. Probably that's what it is. You don't pay state income tax in Washington. That's what it is. And Meth Bear says Nebraska has tornadoes, man. Stupid detractors. That's a good point. Well, not Nebraska then, but you get what I'm saying. No, a more affordable home, and it's just, as long as the internet's fucking good. I'm convinced that he could have fucking moved to Texas. You know, why did he just fucking move to, like, you know, somewhere in Texas which has great fucking internet, and just fucking enjoy the call, because it's meant to be lovely in Texas, you know, especially in there's a couple of cities in Texas which is, like, you know, the fastest growing kind of most popular places to live, whatever, just, you know, well-being of life and all that shit. So Phil does this to himself. Sunspot says it all the time. He's done this to himself. He chose to fucking put himself in this fucking misery right now, fucking living in Seattle. But it's just bizarre. It really is.
Because obviously you're not just talking, you know, physical assets. You're talking, I guess, potential money-making power. You're talking reach. What's funny is, I am so well known on the internet, but I'm not popular. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people know who I am. So many people talk about who I am. But, you know, my videos get a few hundred views each. At most, a few thousand.
That's a very good fucking point, Phil. What does that tell you? You're known as a fucking joke, and nobody's interested in the actual shit you're doing. Where people make fun of you, you're an object of ridicule, you're a fucking joke, you're a lolcow, we point and laugh at your shenanigans, and if we need any updates on what Phil Burnell's been up to, we don't fucking go to DSP Gaming. We do not fucking go to your Twitter. We do not fucking go to your fucking YouTube community page. We go to Aquatil, we go to Shinko Fleur, we go to Hate Army Watch, Cult of Fate, whatever he's called these days. We go to all these detractors that talk about you and all that shit and make you update videos, because obviously those are ones that have got their finger on the pulse as to what you're really fucking up to. We go to all these fucking people who just summarise the actual fucking main talking points. It's just bizarre. Why does Phil fucking... I'm so popular yet my fucking videos barely getting views. Yeah, because fucking nobody likes your fucking shit. You do boring shit, Phil. You expect your fucking audience. You expect fucking random people to sit through 2 hours of garbage content when the detractors can just clip the most fucking appropriate points out. Damon Anderson says Charlotte, North Carolina is better for growing and great businesses. Oh, fucking shout out to Charlotte, North Carolina.
On a playthrough or a popular video, right? My streams. Look, right now we have 383 viewers, which I'm happy with. That's not considered internet popularity. You know what I'm saying? So I have no idea how you could value the business, because at any day you have no clue the profitability of the business, right? All you can really do is look at, you know, actual income records, and I guess you can judge it off of that. I don't know. There's no way that you can say I am worth $1 to $5 million. That's ludicrously stupid. I don't even have, you know, like I said, I don't even have enough assets in my name to even make up half of that. Like, even if you combine even if you factor out the mortgage, the equity that I have in my house and the assets in the house is not even $500,000, not even close. So, sounds like Google doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. That's ridiculous. If I was worth that much, that'd be great. I'm sure I'd be in a much better position. But like most things, they don't know what they're talking about. This harkens back to the days many years ago. All right, I remember when everyone used to go to that. What was the website that everyone used to try to estimate what people made on YouTube? I can't remember what it was. It was a website where you could see how many subs, how many views, and supposed estimated revenue.
Social Blade?
Social Blade, that's it. Social Blade was never correct. Never once. It would give such a ridiculous range of what you could possibly be making, and the high range was like, I'm not even exaggerating, it was like 10 times more what you really made on a channel. It was ludicrous what they were saying I was making. At one point they were claiming I was making like 500 grand a year. 500 grand a year. What the hell are you talking about? No, I don't make 500 grand a year ever. Even at the height of when I was popular on YouTube. Not even close. You know, what are you talking about? Absolutely ridiculous.
I think the most Phil ever made per year on YouTube was very likely to be about under $200,000 per year. He was in the high hundreds anyway, put it that way. Phil, at his absolute peak during the fucking Gravy Train days, he was making ridiculous bank. He probably made close to $170,000, $180,000 per year. Maybe a bit more, actually. But then obviously fucking shit went to, you know, things went very wrong very quickly for Phil Burnell. And he is lucky now. He still makes 6 figures a year, but barely.
So, excuse me.
He's practically a fucking peasant now, you know? He's barely making 6 figures a year.
So all that being said, No, I'm not worth 1 to 5 million. I'm not even worth half a million. Not even close. Okay. Continuing on. We got let's see here. Hold on. An anonymous $5 tip. Let's play the animation for that. And by the way, this is the last week for the animations you guys are seeing right now. Starting next week, we will have holiday-themed animations for December. Okay, pretty cool. So thank you to the anonymous $5 tipper. First, let's get that on the leaderboard. Here we go. Happy Thanksgiving, Phil. Your streams have been really fun lately. I love all your Pokemon, Modern Warfare 2, and your God of War gameplay. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all your support. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. All right, we got one more tip to shout out, and then it looks like we're going to probably get started with the show. From another anonymous tipper, a $10 tip. First is Happy Thanksgiving to you, Phil. Thank you very much, the anonymous tipper. Here's your animation. Very nice. Okay, so considering we're about to do a Q&A show where I answer your questions, I think it would be pretty silly for me to open up the podcast to Q&A to answer your questions, right? It would be pretty, redundant, don't you think? So what I will say is, this is probably one of the shortest podcasts I've ever done. I'd like to say thank you guys for watching it. Let's wrap it up, and let's get set up for Ask the King. Does that sound good? What's for dinner? Oh, don't trust me. If someone's going to ask me about stuff like that, I'm going to answer that on the show too. But anyway, there's something. What? Do you guys hear that? There's a weird sound I'm hearing.
Shut the fuck up, Phil. Just gonna fucking fast forward through that garbage. Guys, the Bingo's not over. I'm going to keep going as long as we can until I'm fucking done, because this is a shorter podcast. I can't just fucking end it there when it's such a short podcast. We're going to keep the some bits rolling.
All right, let us get set up. So I need to swap a bunch of templates. If you guys can be patient with me for one moment while I swap around a bunch of things here. So the first thing I got to get rid of, the new logo. Zoop, get that out of there. By the way, we have like 5 versions of that logo, all different colors. Like one's blue, one's metallic. It's kind of nice, but I was trying to figure out which one would look the best for today, and I thought the white looked the best. Zoop, get rid of that. Okay, so now we do the super duper old school Ask the King. Look how old this is. I've been using this for, like, no exaggeration, like 10 years. I think I got it like 10 years ago, and I still use it. But now what we do is we adjust the camera to fit the border. See that? Then we add the old Ask the King that's relatively new. Someone actually made that for me earlier in the year to fit the template, right? Looks pretty good. Now keep in mind, whenever I do Ask the King, I wear the cowboy hat. Now, here's what's been happening. If I'm doing Ask the King and I wear the cowboy hat and we happen to hit $100 in tips, I kind of leave it up to you. Do you guys want me to do a hat swap or keep the cowboy hat on? I'm not exaggerating. Every single time I presented this to you, you say just keep the cowboy hat on. Okay? So I guess what we could do is if we hit $100 in tips, we'll go right to the vest instead. Right? What vest do you want? That way we're not kind of skipping a reward for you guys. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to hit $100 in tips. I'm not going to be talking about, I'm going to be answering questions. I'm not going to be talking about it constantly or anything today. As you guys know, the last few weeks, I've dramatically cut back on talking about contributions and things because so many people saying it got so bad, and I agree with you. And I don't want it to be all about that. I'll just say this up front because we're about to get started. This is my only stream of the day. All right? It would be great if you like the content, if you like Ask the King, you know, if you appreciate me being here on Thanksgiving, support the stream in any way you can, as simple as giving a like, as simple as, you know, becoming a member, super chat, super sticker tip. It's all appreciated. And if we hit $100 in tips, then we'll do a vest instead of a hat. That way you get a reward. Fair enough? In fact, I just got another $10 tip from Nanan +/ What the? What kind of name is this?
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Lord D-Dog 196864 Nerd for the very generous super chat. It says, "This is for you, sir, for having to do it overtime." So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you, good sir. I mean, it's one of those things where, I'm not sure how much longer I can go. It's one of those things, we started later than usual. It is 9:17 p.m. in, good old Scotland here. And it's one of those things where, I don't know, I'm hoping to get a full house before we end. Put it that way, I don't want to fucking endure Phil's show. As soon as I get a full house, I'm fucking the fuck off. Obviously we're going to pick a winner, then I'm going to fuck the fuck off. But you get what I'm saying, no. And also it means there's a better chance for us to get a free space, for example, when Phil blows bubbles, because he's at 92 likes, so there's a very good chance he's going to blow bubbles. He's not had a lot of snorts, so I don't know if we're going to get free spaces with his snorts, but at least though we're in course to get a free space with him fucking blowing bubbles. And there's also a good chance as well for him to say things like trolls or whatever. There's a whole lot of things there's a good chance of him saying here. I think the free space, when we do get it for the fucking bubbles, should be for dumb close-up, because I find it very difficult to see Phil doing that during his Act the King.
Look at this is the person's name. I'm not even kidding. This is the person's name. N-A-N-O-N +/ I'm not even kidding you. That's their name. Okay. Whatever the hell that means. Thanks. Now let's play your animation. Unless they completely screwed up typing their name and that's what they got. I don't know. Well, thank you very much for the tip. Here you go. All right. So, allow me to get the cowboy hat. Actually, I should go to the intro screen. Hold on. I usually do this as the intro screen. Right? Let me get the hat. Wow, this is old too. This, no lie, this screen is probably about 10 years old at this point. It's pretty crazy how some of this stuff has lasted the test of time and become such a part of tradition that I just use it. Even as old as it is, it's still good, right? Okay, let me get the cowboy hat.
Give me a second, guys. I want to make sure I didn't say wow when I fucking seen that.
I should go to the intro screen. Hold on. I usually do this as the intro screen. Right? Let me get the hat. Wow, this is old too.
He said wow. I count. He said wow. That is in our bingo fucking diagonal line from bottom left to top right. Everybody. Happy days, guys. Okay, so I had to rewind, but hey, it means we've got to tick off in our one more bingo. We are 5 away from a full house, guys.
This, not no lie, this stream.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Mastodon the Pizza Slicer for super chat. He says, thanks for Thanksgiving bingo, got a road to dinner. Hope everyone here has a happy Thanksgiving. And of course, I've never got a chance to if I can say that to everyone here. For all my American detractors out there, of all people watching from America, I do hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. We had a very rushed start to the show. I didn't get to give him a proper intro and everything because Phil was actually going live far earlier than usual. So Phil had to pause Phil going live properly and then start the stream and then say, okay, by the way, we need to fucking go right fucking now because Phil's fucking already live because he's fucking ignored his own goddamn schedule for once. So I never got to fucking actually say happy Thanksgiving to everyone in America land. I do hope you enjoy your days, guys. As a big fat Scottish bastard, I am very envious of Thanksgiving. I do wish we had some sort of thing like Thanksgiving in Scotland. It's like some kind of warm-up fucking feast for Christmas. I do love myself Christmas dinner, and Thanksgiving sounds like some great fucking warm-up track, you know, where it's like you get to fucking stuff your face as well on Thanksgiving with all this good stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm saying. But I mean, I'll say it's not just about the food, obviously. It's about fucking, you know, being with people you fucking care about as well, if you can be. So yeah, I do all my American pals and everything else. Just you have a good fucking a good Thanksgiving and enjoy it. So we're just waiting for Phil to get back.
Okay,
He's getting us hat. He's getting us hat. Oh, here we go.
hello everyone and welcome to episode 93. Of course, I immediately screw up right at the beginning of the show of Ask the King. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show where I ask your burning I can't speak today. No, you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry. We're starting over. That was terrible. Here we go. Ready? Fucking shitballs. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to Ask the King, episode 93. This is the show where I answer your burning questions from my forums on DSPGaming.com, from the members who are part of my channel here on DSP Gaming who post up in a members-only thread, and of course, Twitter. Welcome, everyone. It is Thanksgiving 2022. It is a national holiday here in the United States of America. So, sincerely and truly, from mine to your and yours, I hope that you all have a very, very happy Thanksgiving holiday today, no matter what it is that you do. Every year, I usually do something for Thanksgiving, and some years it's gaming, and some years it's this. I decided this year it would make ample sense to do a holiday Ask the King. All right? This year, I will try not to bring up anyone and cause controversy and drama. The reason I bring that up is, you remember earlier this year, I reacted to the John Rambo and Howard video from 2015. It was actually Thanksgiving 2015, where on Ask the King, people asked me about Rambo, and I answered a question about it, and then apparently he got harassed on Thanksgiving about it. And he made a big stink about it in his video about me, so I will try not to do that this year. 7 years. Maybe I'll learn something and not cause problems for people on the internet. So thank you all for your questions. I have many, many of them to get through today. We're going to jump right in a moment. If you're interested in submitting a question for the next episode of Ask the King, which is tentatively scheduled for late January 2023, right now, the one way you can do that is by typing !, Ask the King into the stream chat to bring up the link, or just head over to dspgaming.com. I've already set up the thread for the next episode. Now, as we approach that episode, if you're a channel member here on DSP Gaming, you will get priority access to post up your questions. And by the way, the vast majority of questions that I'll be answering today are from channel members. So the members get huge priority and huge favoritism when it comes to the show. If you have a problem with people getting favoritism, too bad, I don't care. That's how it works here on DSP Gaming, okay? So, first of all, I already said this earlier on my podcast, but I'll just reiterate. Thank you all right? If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for your constructive criticism, your constant feedback for improvement, your viewership, your engagement, and yes, your financial contributions, I would not be able to make a living doing what I love. This is an amazing experience that I get to do this every day and have a ton of fun sharing my thoughts, you know, and it's not, the thing is too, I'm not a one-trick pony where it's all just about full-place games, right? We could do fun things like Ask the King tomorrow. Hell, we're doing a crazy marathon where I react to advertisements. This is great that we are actually expanding and creating all this variety of content that I'm now starting to make on the internet. That's not just me sitting here playing games, because, you know, it's called future-proofing. I can't just sit here and play games forever. I'm 40 years old. One day I'm not going to have the hand-eye coordination, and you guys aren't going to want to see a 60-year-old guy with hair coming out of his ears, you know, his dentures popping out as he rages at a game, his balls clacking together because they're hanging down to his knees as he gets all uppity about a video game. You want to maybe do some other stuff with me, right? And I'm down for that. So thank you guys for a great year of variety and fun, and all the, again, the constructive suggestions you've thrown my way this year have really added to the variety of content that we put out here on DSP Gaming, all right? Now, also, one thing I want to say before we get started, the holidays are upon us. As of today, this is the final day for that kind of Thanksgiving festivities. Starting tomorrow, some holiday-themed stuff will hit. It's not all of it. It's only going to be like 1 or 2 things. But over the course of the next week, I'll be transitioning over to the Christmas stuff. So for those who love to get into that Christmassy mood, me too, you're going to see that sooner rather than later. All right? I have one quick shout-out to do, and then we're going to get right into the questions. From Phil Smokes Crack. Did me $1.25 says, what are you having for dinner? We're going to have chicken parm and a shrimp parm. Nobody in the family likes turkey. We are going to have a turkey breast roast in the oven. That's going to be cooked for about 3 hours and basted. We are going to have a variety of sides, including sweet potato casserole, also regular potatoes au gratin. We're going to have a cornbread dressing stuffing. We're going to have 4 cheese mac and cheese. We're going to have jellied cranberry sauce and some dinner rolls that we're going to butter. And then after all of that, because I'm sure we'll have room, we have pumpkin pie for dessert. That's our Thanksgiving spread. And if you're interested in seeing that, probably later today I will do a YouTube short just to show you what we got. Fair enough? So there you go. You want to see it? Maybe later today here you'll see a YouTube short on DSP Game. Okay? So, happy Thanksgiving to all you who celebrated today. If you're not in the United States, it's just a normal day for you. Well, too bad. Sorry that you don't get a nice day like us. Be incredibly jealous of us over here, of course. Okay, actually, the truth of the matter is, I know I have a large international viewer base, and most of them had a Thanksgiving another day this year, so we already had one. All right, we get it last. Okay, all right, ready? Let's get started. Immediately, we're going to go right to the members. Channel members always get priority here on DSP Gaming, so let's start answering questions for my channel members, shall we? From Alex7AJ. He says, happy Thanksgiving, Phil. What do you feel is the next step in the evolution of gaming, and what do you think would be cool to experience in the future that we cannot do in the present? You know, it's hard to say. If you think over the last couple of console generations, right, of games, when we were looking at the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation, what was the big innovation? Graphics. Why? Right? All the games went widescreen. All the games went HD. That was really the big improvement at that point. And oh, you know what? Online play. Because at that point, up to that point, there wasn't mainline online play for most games. And that console generation was really the generation where all of that was added. That was the big innovation, right? The next generation, so we're talking PS4, Xbox One era, what was added? Well, graphically, did things improve? Yes. But I would say the major focus was more on length of games and capacity of games. That was the console generation when all of a sudden we saw so many RPGs, open world action games, sandbox games, and as a result of that, what we ended up seeing was entire genres of games being included, like the co-op looter shooter and battle royale. Without the advancements that we had seen in gaming during that generation, you never would have had any of that stuff possible, right? Now, we're in the current console generation today, the PS5, Xbox Series era. What have we really seen innovative so far? Well, the attempts that they've tried to do to innovate haven't really resonated. For example, haptic feedback and the DualSense controller's adaptive triggers sometimes are used well by certain games, but in reality, even the giant, in my opinion, the giant attempts to make it mainstream, like, you know, God of War I'm playing right now, Ragnarok, does it really use it that much? No, not at all. When you're climbing a wall, you feel a little bit of vibration. During combat, every once in a while, if you activate rage, the controller vibrates. It doesn't really add anything. Most games that I've done it or played it in, all right, or used it in, I don't remember it's in it after 5 minutes, all right? Some exceptions were Astro's Playroom, which is the launch title for PS5, which the entire game was based around it, or Bug Snacks, where every time that you were trying to catch a bug snack, your controller would vibrate based on the type of bug snack and how you were catching it. And in addition, whenever there was a thunderstorm, the actual thunderstorm would shake your controller with the crack of lightning and thunder. So basically, you would actually feel it resonate in the game. Since then, I'm not even shitting you, I have not felt like there's been a game that has utilized the adaptive triggers or the haptic feedback well. Take a look at like Call of Duty. The Call of Duty at launch of PS5 actually used it too much, and you would accidentally get melee attacks constantly. So, yeah, I mean, that was the attempt. Oh, this is the new thing for the new console gen. It doesn't even factor in. Now, when I play a cross-platform game, I don't even care about the DualSense or the adaptive triggers. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even a factor for me because it's added nothing to the games that I've played so far. Outside of that, graphics, I would say this console gen graphically, trying to get all games up to 60 frames per second, or if you're only going to go do 30 frames, making every game kind of look cinematic, almost like a movie, with the level of graphics that are in games now. I would definitely say we've seen a lot of that. And some games, let's be honest, have definitely fallen flat, like Gotham Knights and Sonic Frontiers, just to name a few recently, where these games, absolutely, you expected them to look better, and they ran like shit, right? So, what can we do, right, for current games if we feel like they're a new experience? You know, what are we looking for? I don't know. Sadly, I'm not that creative of a dude to say, hey, this is definitely, you know, what I can say is, what are the things that they've attempted over and over that flop and don't work? Motion controls, right? They've tried this multiple console generations. It does not work. The motion controls that they put out there needed too much lighting or too much room to work, and they ended up being a gimmick where, remember at the launch of Xbox One, they were like, you just don't need to use your controller anymore. You turn Xbox on, and you would go like this to go through menus, right? And Xbox, play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rankin Bass Christmas Special, and it would just play it for you. How many people actually use that? Zero. None. Because even those that tried didn't even work right. Remember? Do you remember? Yo, do you remember when I was playing online in one of a Call of Duty and you heard someone screaming Xbox off into their microphone, trying to get their Xbox to rage quit out of a game? I remember that shit. That shit was funny. Anyway, so what I mean, like some of the things that they try, virtual reality, right? Does it work? Yeah. But is it needed? Not really. It's a gimmick. It's something that maybe you'll add a little bit of an added dimension to a game, but even in all the PSVR games that I played at its launch, there was no killer app. There was no game that I felt if I didn't play it.
Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, money, money.
Thank you very much, Barrett. We also super chat. It says, who needs an appetizer before Thanksgiving supper when there's all this word salad to digest? Yeah, Phil was just fucking waffling on. Although I did fucking warn people that if you want more in-depth answers, then you fucking ask these questions for Ack the King, because that's where he fucking gives all these more detailed answers for. Not in this fucking level 1 podcast where he has no time to go fucking in-depth for his all fucking answers, no. Ack the King is where he fucking goes really deep diving into these fucking answers. And we are suffering because of it. I really fucking hope he does hit all these fucking things soon. I've had enough of Phil's fucking rambling. It is so tempting just to fuck the fuck off, but this is a good chance to win a full house here. And I do want to fucking give back to you. As you guys, I love it when we get a full house, because it means I get to give back to you guys. And you guys have been very supportive, and, you know, over fucking months I've been doing this, you know what I mean? So, anytime I get to fucking give back to you guys, you know, I fucking feel good doing it. So, this is a good chance for me to fucking do that. Fingers crossed we got a goddamn full house here, so you guys can win some fucking dosh on this Thanksgiving Day.
I was missing out on a Game of the Year style experience. So, what really is the next innovation? I don't know. It seems like when it comes to games, what you see is levels of almost fads, right? Like there was the zombie games fad, there was the looter shooter co-op fad, there was the battle royale fad. Now you almost have like the viral game fad, where it doesn't even, there's not consistency to it. But you get Fall Guys, then you get Among Us, then you get Cult of the Lamb. Each game each year is like a cutesy indie game that becomes the golden child of every streamer out there that they make bank playing it. And all of a sudden that company blows up in popularity and makes $1 billion on this silly little game. I don't know. I don't know what the next thing's going to be. I really don't. I've been doing this for 14 years. I'm a lifelong gamer. I've certainly seen trends happen that I never expected, but I don't know. I wish I had the answers, Alex. I don't. All right. Let's continue. By the way, I see contributions are coming in. I absolutely will shout them out, but I do have to get through a few questions. The focus has to be on the questions people submitted, and I will try to alternate back and forth. Let me get a few questions answered, then we'll get over to contributions. Okay. Thank you for that. Kiterade 1317 says, Phil, thank you for all of your hard work and your willingness to fight the good fight against your haters. My question is, if gaming follows trends as we know, right now it feels like the common trend is open worlds. Do you feel that too many games are going open world to the point that it feels repetitive? Why do you think so many RPGs fail to create quests as deep as those from CD Projekt Red, and they simply rely on kill this enemy and steal this, collect this item, etc.? Well, there's two reasons. Let's be honest. Lack of creativity and talent, or pressure to put out a game in a time period by management and or a publisher and or, you know, whoever's in charge, and to make money. Do you really think that there's a single game developer out there that says, you know what, I just want to put as much crap into my game as possible. I don't care if it's boring, I don't care if it's repetitive, I don't even care if it works, just as long as there's content in my game and I can sell it. I don't believe that. I don't think there's a single game dev out there that's like, I'm just going to go to work today to shovel as much shit into this game as possible and then go home. I don't think so. I think that in reality, game developers are creative people who want to do what they love, and 9 times out of 10, that creativity gets stifled by reality. You know, the people in charge, the people who make the money, who control the money, tell them what they can and can't do. I personally feel that, you know, if you had creators who had more open control of what they were doing, that possibly games would be better. All right. But I hate to say, the creative minds usually aren't the ones who make the money decisions. They're just not. It's usually another company who decides we want to finance this project. And then, you know, they have a studio making the game. They look at the progress the studio's making and they're like, well, you know, do this, do this, do this. And there's corners cut and there's content rushed. You know, there's literally no reason whatsoever, not even an excuse where you can justify a collection style quest, you know, a fetch quest in 2022. There's just no, it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. Fetch quests originally were put into games to add content to a game that had limitations. Oh, we can only fit this much in the storage medium of the game. We can only do this much with the graphical engine and the memory available. Therefore, reuse assets, right? Oh, kill 10 goblins over here, kill 10 goblins over there. two quests, but it's the same exact quest, but it's a fetch quest or a repetitive quest, but it was because they had to reuse assets to make it work. Today, these companies, I mean, they don't even have a storage limit, right? Like, everything's digital anyway. You know, games are coming out that are 100 gigs or more. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? So there's no excuse for these kinds of quests besides, oh, we were just told to put in as much arbitrary gameplay as possible because we got to get this game out by a certain date. We have to claim it has a certain amount of hours of gameplay, right? Basically, what a lot of these companies, they have boxes to check off. Here's our checklist we were given by our powers that be. Must have this much gameplay, must have this much content, must have this, right? And I would even think that at this point, you probably have bigwigs of these companies who have talking points or demands, and they don't even know what they mean. Like, for example, I guarantee you there's companies out there that are like, we want side content like Witcher 3. And the only reason they say that is because everyone in the industry claims that Witcher 3 has best-in-class side content. Do you think that the fucking manager in charge of the fucking major game company actually played Witcher 3? No. They're too busy on their fucking yacht, you know, fishing for marlins and shit, drinking fucking Crevassier with their family. They don't fucking play Witcher 3. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But these are the people in charge of these companies. So you gotta deal with that shit, you know? And I think the game devs really, they do the best with what they can do. And that's why, sadly, you get games like Anthem, right? A game from a game studio that literally doesn't make that kind of game. Told their parent company, we don't make this kind of game, and we wouldn't want to do it, and they were told to do it anyway. And at Halfway Through Development, they literally said to their parent company, you keep telling us to make this game, it's going to just be another Destiny. We don't want to do it. And they were told, fuck you. Don't care, make the game. They made it, it sucked, it tanked. Guess who's to blame, right? But, so what I mean, this is what you get in the industry. Yes, I do feel there are just far too many games out there that have so much open world repetitive content for the sake of saying, hey, we have content in our game, as opposed to meaningful content. I would much rather...
You want to fucking complain about fucking repetitive content? Try checking out DSP Gaming. You can literally... This is a thing. If you can disappear from fucking paying attention to Phil Burnell for several fucking weeks, if you fucking come back to it, you can be guaranteed he's pretty much doing the exact same shit as usual. He'll waffle on for fucking 90 minutes to his audience to try and fucking stall time to try and get some contributions in before gameplay. He'll then begin gameplay. It doesn't matter what the fuck he's playing. He's going to play that game poorly. He's fucking going to have his hand held. The chat will hold his hand as usual to get through that fucking game. It's the same old fucking, you know, shtick. It's the same old routine that happens all the fucking time. Phil will try and get through a game. He might get some good support. He might not. Either way, he's going to fucking bitch and whine and moan for it until the game's done. He'll go for a wee fucking break in between for like fucking 30 minutes or so he can fucking, you know, sit in the toilet and play WWE Champions. And it's just one of those signs where it's like you'll come back and finish a game and then fucking piss off for a fucking meal, or a DoorDash or something, then fucking play a night stream, a game for a couple of hours, and fucking whine and moan about that because the night streams don't usually do so. But that's what I'm saying though. Repetitive content is basically DSP's... DSP has many gimmicks. Him being repetitive is one of them. He's so repetitive, we can make a fucking bingo card out of the things he says and does, and we can usually tick off 80% of the card at a fucking bare minimum every single fucking time. That is how fucking repetitive Phil's content is when you fucking think about YouTube content.
I'd rather play a 10 to 20 hour game that has all meaningful content than a 40+ hour game that's 20 to 30 hours of padding shit. You know what I mean? Give me the meaningful shit, or else what's the point, right? So... yes, I hear you. And
why won't he say fucking unique? He's saying meaningful, but he won't say unique.
And I think that's why you have games like that. If every studio had unlimited budget, unlimited time, no limitations, no demands or constraints by those who are in power to get the game out by this date, you know, this much content, check off the boxes, they would probably all be pumping out amazing games. But sadly, the industry is just like any other entertainment medium. Once it becomes so profitable, these companies get their hooks into you. We are the only ones with money, right? So we're the ones who are going to finance your project. It's the deal with the devil, right? Either you do it with us or you're not going to, or you be indie. Good luck taking off from the ground if you're indie. Now you really have constraints. You can't do what you want, right? So we'll take your money, we'll take your funding, we'll take all your support, but good luck pumping out the game you actually intended to make, because now you're being told what to do. It's the ultimate double-edged sword, right? If anything, in the modern day, if you take a look at games like God of War Ragnarok, like so far, I'm 20 hours in. There's been 2 side content areas that I've done content, and they've both been great. They've kind of had their own little plot lines, their own things going on. It doesn't feel like a collection or fetch quest when you're doing them. And to me, it feels like it's well-intentioned, well-designed, you know? That's the way to go. Same thing with Witcher 3 is the best in class, where almost every side content storyline had its own meaning, its own characters involved. They didn't necessarily have to tie into the main plot of the game, but man, they were meaningful and fun, right? That's the way to do it, right? But not every game is that lucky. Not every game is Sony Santa Monica or, you know, a CD Projekt Red funded game. And even then, CD Projekt Red can make huge missteps with a game like Cyberpunk. So, okay, let's do one more question from members, and then let's do some shout-outs for contributions. Uchiha Gara 9 says, what's your favorite game controller of all time? Functionality, comfort, button layout, etc. You know, I don't think I can overall say of all time, but I'll give you my top 2. All right? For the classic era, Super Nintendo controller. All right? Super Nintendo controller was innovative because at a time when most other controllers, all right, were very limited in what they could do. I mean, its major competition at the time was the Genesis controller. And if you look at the Genesis, it was only 3 face buttons and a start. Not even a select, no shoulder buttons. The controller really didn't even grip that well in your hand. It was very limited what it could do. And even the placement of the buttons, having all three, it was easy to hit A and C. B was always a pain to hit between the other two buttons. So the Super Nintendo controller took the best things from the Nintendo controller and insanely innovated on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 face buttons instead of 2, and they're all in a unique diamond pattern, so they're all easy to hit. You don't have to stumble over one to hit another. 2 shoulder buttons. Now you don't even have to use the face buttons for certain things, and the shoulder buttons were very innovative at the time. So many games took advantage of having those shoulder buttons. I mean, there was entire games, for example, fighting games. Those shoulder buttons made those fighting games viable on home console. Try playing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat on a fucking Sega Genesis 3-button gamepad, and you might as well not play them at all. It's a huge joke. You have to go buy a new gamepad to play those games on Genesis, while on Super Nintendo, you are good to go out of the box. Okay? So it was so innovative. Now, some people would argue the thumbsticks of, say, the PlayStation 1 or the Nintendo 64 controller. I agree with you there. But if you take a look, that's really the thing that kind of innovated, but everything else was based on Super Nintendo controller. Like if you look at PS1 controller, the face buttons, the shoulder buttons, those are all from SNES. They just thought, oh, add the thumbstick to it. So I'm going to go SNES, okay? Now, modern controller, I would say the one that did it for me was the Xbox 360 controller, okay? This controller was smart enough to know to have 2 thumbsticks that were not parallel, but instead to have one slightly angled differently than the other. When you are controlling a shooter, having that thumbstick highly elevated as opposed to down here actually is an asset in my opinion. I'll give you an example. Recently, I was playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, and I played it both on PS5 and Xbox Series X. PS5, after playing it for a couple of hours, my left thumb got tired. Playing it on Xbox Series X, my thumb never gets tired. It's just the placement of the thumbstick. And it was Xbox 360 that knew that should happen, okay? Also, the Xbox 360, and of course I don't have a 360 pad, but this is the modern Series X controller. It added a real ergonomic grip. Now you might say, oh, well, the PS controller had that before. You're correct, but this one actually made it more contoured to your hand. The PlayStation controller was infamous that overextended play sessions would create almost a sweaty feeling to it that you would like slip out of your hand. Xbox 360, I played so many grindy sessions of gameplay on that thing. I absolutely loved it. Again, that was the days when I was playing Halo 3, Modern Warfare 1 and 2. And playing those, I never felt like my controller was getting gross or yucky. It just did a lot of things differently. Oh, by the way, it should be added that it was actually the Xbox 360 controller to be the first one to have your headphones plug right into it, as opposed to, all the other controllers either having a wireless Bluetooth that didn't really work or sound very good or whatever. All you needed was an adapter, and you could have all your shit plugged right into your controller. So modern, I'll go with the 360 controller. Retro, I'll go with the SNES. There you go. Okay, let's do some shout-outs for contributions that have come in. From Rick Perez, I received a $25 tip. That is very generous, Rick. Let's get you a nice animation. Let's get you up on the leaderboard as the biggest tip contributor of the day so far. And with that, it is official. We have hit our Tier 1 tips goal, which means it's Gunner Glasses time. Let's get those on. And by the way, for those who are watching Ask the King, you may have noticed a few things are a little different around here. Number one, you might notice the webcam quality is much better. That's because someone gifted me a new webcam that is exactly the same brand as my old one and doesn't use any additional resources on my PC. So the sharpness and resolution of my webcam has dramatically improved since the last Ask the King. If you can't tell, I look a lot sharper. And I was actually gifted a new pair of modernized Gunner glasses by viewers as well that I've been using for about a month. I really like them. They're actually way more comfortable than the older Gunner glasses that I used to have. So thank you to everyone who's been contributing, as always, to my streams and my content. You guys, again, are the reason why I continue to be successful, and I really appreciate all of your help. So there we go. Gunner Glasses time. And Rick says the following. Let's read his message here. Happy Thanksgiving, man. You're a beacon of light, in my opinion. Someone who throughout the years has endured all these evils of the internet, and you still push on. You're a great guy. You brought me tremendous laughter and emotion ever since 2013. Wish you and your wife all the luck in the world. Thank you so much. What a very generous contribution and a very nice message as well. I really appreciate that. And then another tip has come in. A $10 tip. He says, I don't know who that last guy was. I'm the real Phil Smokes Crack. I'm not sure why they're pretending to be me. Actually, I don't know why anyone would want to compete to be someone named Phil Smokes Crack to begin with, but I do appreciate the $10 tip. And hey, I just read them like I see them. I read any name because anyone can say any name when they tip. It's always been like that. So thank you for the tip. Derek says he really enjoyed today's Ask the King, and he says the quality looks very good. Thank you, Derek. Good to have you for the show today. Excuse me. And happy Thanksgiving to you, Mr. Matt. All right, let's continue on with the show. Our next question is from Tartarian Truth. And this is a question that I get asked from time to time. My answer literally has not changed over the years, so I'm just going to give you guys the same answer because I feel like it's good to kind of repeat myself every once in a while when it comes to certain universal questions. So Tartarian Truth says, if you could give advice to a new YouTuber just starting their journey, what would it be? The best advice that I can give to anyone starting off as a content creator in any media, whether it may be Twitch or YouTube, streaming or on demand or whatever, okay? Whatever content you're going to make sure that it's content that you enjoy making, is meaningful to you, and that you're in a situation where it feels like a good use of your time and you enjoy it. Allow me to explain. If you're someone who absolutely loves anime, and you've decided to open up an anime channel where you're going to discuss existing animes and your commentary about it, and you're going to do shows about that, and you're also going to talk about upcoming anime to be released or whatever, chances are, even if you never take off, you're going to have a ball doing it because it's something you love, correct? I've actually seen people decide, I want to be a content creator, and the only way that I can do it is to I'm going to play a fighting game, and I'm going to grind till I hit a certain rank, and I'm going to hold that rank. But they don't even enjoy doing it. They're just doing it because they feel like arbitrarily that's the only way that they're going to get any kind of a following on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, because they have to be seen as a top-ranked player, right? Or, you know, I'm going to do a series, and this series has to hit a certain amount of popularity, and if it doesn't, I give up on it. That's just, it's just not the way to go about it. When I started on YouTube, all right, in 2008, all right, I didn't give a shit if anyone watched the videos. Seriously. My mentality was, I'm a gamer, I play games, I rage at them, you know, I'm just going to record the screen. I'm going to toss it out there. If anyone watches, great. And if not, I really don't give a shit. I never took myself seriously, but it was like something I was already doing and enjoying. Why not share that with the world at a time when YouTube was becoming a burgeoning website where people could share their experiences with a live audience all over the planet, right? And it just so happens I was in the right place, right time with the kind of content that I was putting out, and people loved the commentary I was doing, and it just took off, and it was luck, you know? But imagine if I decided to just do stuff I didn't like, right? That's the thing, especially if what you're going to do, especially in the modern day. Oh my God. Today, in the modern day, it's going to be a grind. Why? Because in the last 14, 15 years, all these venues, YouTube, Twitch, they're all now profitable ways to make a living if you can get noticed and get viewership. And a lot of people are struggling because they go into it with the mentality that, oh, I'm just going to do this to take off. This is my job. And it's not going to always work. Not everyone's going to be that lucky. Not everyone's going to be able to do it. There's too much competition. You know, there's a lot of stagnation with a lot of kinds of content out there. It seems like everyone today has to make the same kind of content. Everyone has to have some kind of a commentary channel where all they do is they talk about news, they talk about drama. Everyone has to do that. If you don't do it, it's very, very hard to get noticed in any way, shape, or form on the internet. And you shouldn't be discouraged if you start up and you don't take off. But here's the thing. If what you're doing when you start up is something you have passion for and you love, number one, that passion should rightly come through in the content, right? If you're playing a game you absolutely love and you're sharing meaningful experiences and commentary with your audience, that's going to resonate way more than someone who's just repetitively playing the same fighting game 5,000 times to get to a certain rank, right? And the other thing is, if you don't take off, at least you had fun doing it. You don't feel like you wasted your time because everything you did was meaningful to you and you had a good time, as opposed to feeling, so many people treating it like work, right? And to some extent, yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it if you want to make it happen as a way to make a living. But at the very same time, when you make everything about work, you lose the passion. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people now go into it in that mentality that's just going to be this grind of work. Got to put out a video, got to do a topic, got to do this, rather than, oh, here's something creative or meaningful or interesting or different that will actually make people want to watch. You see? There's a big difference there. That's my advice. Okay, continuing on here. By the way, we've hit 100 likes on the stream. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do something that I do when we hit 100 likes for engagement on any stream. We're going to do a celebratory bubble blow. But ladies and gentlemen, this is not just any bubble blow. This is a ultimately grateful Thanksgiving Day triple bubble blow. 1, 2. Very exciting. 3. Triple bubble blow for Thanksgiving.
You know what? 3 free spaces. He blew the bubbles 3 times, and I'm going to count that as 3 free spaces, because why the fuck no? I want to get a fucking shit over with. Guys, what do you want ticked off? I'm ticking this off definitely, so there's 1 right away. What do you guys want ticked off? Need you guys to decide. I'm fucking done with it, man. I just want to fucking get rid of this shit. He chose to blow the bubbles 3 times for his audience. So there you fucking go. I made a choice and see, you know what, 3 times he fucking blew the bubbles, 3 times I'm counting that as a fucking free space. Dumb close-up was the first one that ticked off. So I've read dumb close-up is one of them, right? By the way, that's what I'm saying. 1 free space already used up with dumb close-up. There's 2 more choices here. From necessarily, detractors or trolls, unique, and comment. This is one of those things where you're really going to have to. You know what? I'm going to make a poll. We're going to keep playing the game, okay? And if something does actually get said while the poll's going, then cool, and just tick it off and ignore that option. But fuck it. You know, I'm just going to fucking start a fucking poll. Screw it. 2 free spaces left. Pick them. And first option, necessarily. Second option, detractor trolls. Third option, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Unique. And the 4th option shall be comment. Okay, and the poll should be live now. So there you go, guys. You pick the. So, the most popular answer, you know, I'll just let it go for a little while. We're going to keep playing bingo, right? And fuck it. However, yeah, we did get 3 free spaces, but I've already ticked off dumb close-up. That was one I felt I had to get done. Dumb close-up was never going to fucking happen when Phil Donac the king. So I immediately fucking ticked off straight away as one of the free spaces. We have 2 left. And yeah, going by, as I'm saying, you guys decide what you want ticked off next, because it's hard to pick from these 4 that's left. But while you guys are voting, I'm going to just keep playing the bingo.
There you go. My hand is now soaked in bubble solution. Go Team Venture has stopped by. Just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Thank you, Go Team Venture. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. All right. And now, without further delay or ado, let's just continue because I have many more questions to answer. Our next question from Jackie Smurf. Jackie Smurf asked the following. A few years ago, you had mentioned a conversation with your mother about establishing a 10-year plan to grow your business. It's actually completely incorrect. We'll talk about that in a moment. You also had mentioned over a year ago.
Whoa. That is not incorrect. You know, I can't. Usually I go to Pick Big Go, I just find the relevant clip, I'd play the fucking clip. But you know what? I can't be fucking arsed. Let's just let Phil get through his fucking bullshit excuses, and then we can try and find some sort of fucking detractive fucking video which showed what Phil actually said at a fucking time.
You had an interest in growing your brand by eventually establishing a network of content for your businesses. As times change quite frequently as a content creator, and as things stand now, where do you in your career as a content creator, where do you see it going in 10 years? Any steps you've taken to grow your channel moving forward? Is there any plan to one day retire from streaming, gaming, or other content? When you're able to retire from streaming, what would you like to have done with your channel and content? Is there any way that you'd like to finally leave the platform, whichever one that may be at the time? Let's actually, answer each piece because actually some of this is incorrect information. Okay, so in 2019, things were a lot different. The world was a lot different 3 years ago. Let's be honest here. Okay, pre-COVID and everything. And in 2019, at that time, a few things were happening. Okay, number one, I'll just be honest with you. I really feel like there was a lot more toxicity towards me and my content then. All right, I do feel that. How can I say? Like, I've made a lot of improvements and changes in the last few years that people really like, and a lot of people who used to be hard on me have laid off and said, okay, he's changed, But back then was kind of some of the big hatred against me, right? And it was like every little thing I did, people were so angry and upset. That even me going to Connecticut, visiting my parents, who are getting elderly now, are having health problems. They can't even travel out here to visit me anymore. So I made the plans that I was going to go visit them with Kat, who at that point was my fiance. But our secret plans that we didn't reveal to anyone is that we were going to get married while we were in Connecticut.
And a lot of people guessed up front you're fucking going in to get fucking married. A lot of people guessed right up fucking front that was actual fucking play. You used your parents, pretended they were fucking dying. You pretended your parents were at fucking death's door. To fucking just use it as some sort of fucking tool to fucking elicit sympathy from your fucking goddamn audience. This is the thing. Of all the things that Phil has done and said over the years, him basically bullshitting his audience to the fucking health of his parents is the thing that gets to me the fucking most. As somebody that's lost a father, I watched my dad die in hospital. You know what I mean? And not long after this, it wasn't actually too fucking long after this really, then Phil fucking comes up with his fucking excuses shit, where it's like, my parents are fucking, not doing too great, I'm going to fucking see them before they fucking pass on, and all that shit. And it's all fucking a bullshit reason. Just to fucking, have his fucking parents pay for his fucking wedding. Not only pay for a fucking wedding, but also to fucking get fucking cash in hand of his fucking mummy to fucking pay for his goddamn taxes and back taxes. And he made a fucking promise to her though. He made a fucking promise that things were not fucking going to improve. He'd have to fucking look out and seek an actual fucking job. You know what? Fuck it, I wasn't going to fucking plan to it, but DSP, mother taxes. I don't know, I don't know what I'm fucking looking for. I'm trying to think what fucking video it'd be where fucking Phil got his fucking mummy to give him taxes. I'm trying to think what fucking video would be. I have no fucking idea. If you guys can know the fucking video where Phil fucking, tells people about the 10-year plan, that's a good shout, Prophet 6. 10-year plan, DSP.
Money,
Taxes.
money, yeah, money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much to Yusuf for super chat. It says, Happy Thanksgiving, ring bearer. This guy's a joke. You're a good man, a good friend. You were there for me when I needed you, but we are toxic. it's one of those fucking things. I mean, I'm an arsehole. I don't deny I'm an arsehole, but at least I'm not fucking Phil Burnell kind of arse. I'm a kind of well-meaning arsehole. You know what I mean? I'm an annoying bastard, but I do mean well in general. There you go. But yeah, it's always good to help out folk if you can, and I could, so I don't mind being there for you when I had to be. So yeah, no sweat. Let me just go back to this fucking hospital. Sorry.
Yeah, money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Thank you very much again to Yusuf for super chat. I said sorry, I shouldn't be so cheap. But, I mean, you don't worry about fucking. I'm happy to get anything, so don't fucking worry about that shit. So you're saying thanks for everything. I love his group. I hope everyone has a good day and reach out to everyone needs help to Thank you very much. Look, don't worry about it. I'm happy to get anything. I don't even need to get any fucking thing, you know what I mean? So I'm also happy to get anything at all. But guys, also make sure, you know what I mean? It's like a Thanksgiving for you Americans, you know what I mean? It's a big fucking time of year. And it's also a good time to... Phil got a couple of things right when he fucking started the show. It's a good time to fucking reflect and actually think of what things in life that you're thankful for. And I'll say it's one of those things where I've been a part of this community, the whole detractor community, for a fucking long time. I was there watching fucking Sons of Kojima watch live when Phil was getting fired from Machinima. So I was part of the fucking audience when the Sons of Kojima were doing a fucking emergency live stream to cover Phil's fucking firing from Machinima. And they were just fucking laughing their asses through it as well, and all those things. It was like Phil's like fucking talking about everything he was doing wrong. And it's like, in summary, I did nothing wrong, and everyone just lost their fucking shit. I'm going, so it's like almost a decade of fucking detracting this. It's like fucking 7-8 years following Phil's exploits. But with time, the community is going a lot fucking better. You know, oops, sorry about that. But it's like, it's one of those things where also the Sons of Kojima, Fred Fucks was a fucking weird bastard. Who fucking knew, who would have guessed? Absolute fucking psychopath, it seems, fucking listening out for fucking doors and the fucking sounds they make. Creepy bastard alert. But it's one of those things where they were all, no, say, it's one of those things, it was like one of those things where it looked like he specifically tried to control the group and control the fucking narrative and control what the detractors could and couldn't do. And it's one of those fucking things since then. There is no fucking main head honcho detractor. Obviously, some bigger detractors than other people. You know, Secret Limited gets a lot of fucking notice because of the fucking very well edited videos he does. He does some excellent videos, so he gets a lot of attention sometimes because of those excellent videos that he produces. And also the fucking worst moments as well every year, the worst moments. But not just that, the fucking wee special videos as well, like he does with the WWE Champions video. But it's also there's other detractors as well. Kevin, also another long time detractor. He's been through it all as well. He's been through the ringer with Phil, and it's one of those things where he keeps tabs, but he is not the head honcho either. Nobody's a head honcho, you know, nobody's the fucking ring leader, the fucking, you know, leader of detractors. It's all fucking shared. The responsibility of all this shit is kind of shared. Doesn't matter how big or small you are. It's one of those things where the community usually and it supports one another and helps one another when it can. So I'm not an American, but I'm certainly thankful for, you know, the community growing better and thriving better, and just, you know, it's one of those things where it's gone a lot better over years, in my opinion. I'm very happy with how the community is. Also, it's like detractors generally mean well, in my opinion, from what I've seen, especially the kind of guys that make videos. And it's one of those things, I just want to fucking get their own opinions out, their own takes on Phil out there. And it's, yeah. I'm very thankful for you guys, put it that way. You know what I mean? You tolerate my nonsense and my rambling. So let's get back to me trying to fucking find the original fucking Phil video. Thank you very much also for the super chat, I do appreciate it. Don't worry about fucking, don't ever fucking say you shouldn't be so fucking cheap. Anyone just being here, just fucking having fun or whatever, I do appreciate anyone being here. Nobody ever fucking has to give fucking money. Honestly, do I like money? Yes. But no, it's not a fucking prerequisite, it's not a fucking requirement. Don't ever fucking think that. Okay? Don't ever fucking worry about, I'm being cheap. Don't do that. The fact that folk are here having a good time, that is a fucking main thing. Now let me bore you for a while I try and find this fucking video. Let me bore the living shit at you while I try and find this fucking video that Phil made. When he fucking went home to talk about his fucking parents, giving them fucking money. I generally can't fucking find this shit. I don't know what video it would be. 10-year plan, DSP taxes, didn't really fucking work. I don't fucking know. Tell you what. Profit pal, if you could, if you find the video, can you send it to me on fucking like a Discord or something, and I'll pull it up there. I don't fucking play too much, you know what I mean? How's the poll doing, by the way? Necessarily is on 40%, and unique and detractor trolls are kind of tying each other. Okay, so far so good.
Why did we have to do it as a secret? Because again, we were actually like afraid that there'd be people who would actually try to fuck with our wedding and do fucked up things, because people were so messed up with the things they were doing and saying about us on the internet. Okay, so that being said, you know, 2019 was a different time. I was also in the midst of an insane amount of problems with my debt, where things were coming to a head. I couldn't afford to pay my bills anymore. You know, a lot of things were happening. And basically, the journey to Connecticut that year was for many reasons. Yes, to see my parents in person because I hadn't seen them for many years, and maybe to kind of say maybe this will be the last time I see them in person because they have health problems. That was number one. Number two, to get married, because it made sense to get married. You know, my parents, you know, get a nice meal together, had some family members that were there, as opposed to just trying to figure out something to do for ourselves out here, which probably wasn't going to happen. And then number three, to talk about the future. And I had a major conversation with my mother at that point. And essentially we came to two decisions. Decision number one was that I was going to basically declare bankruptcy. That there was no way that I was going to move forward with my life with the amount of debt that I had. I was never going to pay it off. So I had to declare bankruptcy. That was decision number one. Okay? Decision number 2 was that I was going to have a plan, essentially a 10-year plan, where I was going to try to phase myself out of being a YouTube content creator and try to get a real life job. Because basically things you could see, like the money I was making on YouTube was declining at the time. People were hating on me all over the internet, not liking me, you know, shitting all over me. And we were at the point where basically the harassment had gotten so bad. Like my mother was like, how could you go on with your life, right? If this is going to be every moment is going to be harassment and messed up things happening to you. And I guess you're right. She's like, you're not beholden to people on the internet. Your life is your own. Yet the life that you're living, because you're on the internet with your job, you kind of are beholden to them, which is stupid. Why have your whole life be controlled by these people on the internet? And I was like, you know, you're kind of right. So at that point, the goal was declare bankruptcy, all right, get to a point where things were a little bit more financially stable, and then eventually try to find a way to phase myself out of being a content creator on the internet. Okay? Okay. But what happened?
You never intended to fucking try and find real fucking employment, Phil. Tell us what happened, Phil. Tell us what happened. Go on, blame COVID. Blame COVID or some pish.
Less than a year, right, of me having that conversation with my mother, COVID happened. And what happened during COVID? Literally the world changed. Businesses, jobs, entire industries. And at that point, all right, if I had decided that I was going to quit content creation, right, and I started phasing out, and imagine if I had tried to get a real world job, I probably would have lost it. Imagine, right, if I decided that's it for me, I'm going to just, you know, throw in the towel and go get a brick and mortar job, maybe 2 brick and mortar jobs because I would have to, because there's no way I'm going to get a job.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Yusuf, for super chat. He says, I'm 35 years too, homie, but I didn't mean cheap, just what he did mean for me is inviolable. And then I listen to this guy. Glad everyone's doing well. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, it's one of those things. Oh, in case anyone's confused, basically, me and Yusuf talked behind the scenes because Yusuf, you know, it's one of those things. He reached out to me, I talked to him, we had a blabber. I won't tell you details. But the fact of the matter is, Yusuf, you know, obviously appreciated me talking to him. But it's one of those things when if people ever feel like need to fucking talk, then fucking go for it. I mean, if I'm ever in a position where I can help anyone if I can by just listening to them, I certainly will try and go out my way to do that if I'm able to. It's not, I'll say, I don't know for Yusuf. I mean, I'm not unless I won't go into fucking details, but I'm certainly glad that Yusuf is doing well and appreciates it. And it's one of those things where I think anyone should be in that kind of. If anyone can, they should. And obviously it doesn't fucking have to just be me, but it can be anyone. It's one of those things where you'd be amazed at how much fucking good just talking about things can do. Even when the fucking person you're talking to can do absolutely fuck all about it. Sometimes just talking about shit can do the fucking world. It's mental that kind of way. It's one of those things as well. So, you know, people can, if they can, fucking give advice, whatever, input, whatever, just fucking there's that. But yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, I would always encourage and recommend people just if you ever fucking need to talk, then just fucking talk. So, yeah. Chris Dank says he's pissed through and wasted thousands of dollars in 14 years, and the vast amount is on his gambling addiction. I fucking agree with that completely. David Anderson says listening to problems can even do more help. Well, that's exactly right. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, it's just sometimes I fucking need someone to, you know, just to listen to you. Also, one thing is having a person. If you need to fucking talk, you find someone to talk to. But also, it's good to have somebody to fucking listen to you as well. And yeah, I did the best to listen to, you know, Yusuf when me and him had a blabber. And it's one of those things where it seemed to have done some good, obviously, which I'm very glad it did. But yeah, okay, it's no worries though. But yeah, as I don't want to do, I don't get into too much detail about it. I mean, that's between me and Yusuf. But yeah, it's one of those things where if you ever, you know, fucking feel you need to talk to people, and I fucking talk to people. And God, let's talk about ages, okay? Let's talk about our ages. I feel like an old bastard. Phil's 40, he's older than me, that's good. But I feel like I'm the oldest bastard in this fucking chat, this fucking stream anyway, because, Jesus Christ, it's actually, I'll be 36 in a couple of weeks' time. I am so old. But there you go. Still waiting to see it. I think Prophet's trying his best to find this fucking video. Let's see how Phil was trying to claim that COVID stopped him from getting a job. Okay. Let's see what he says. I mean, I'll let him expand it even more, and then I'll give my 2 cents on that.
That's gonna pay as much as me being a YouTuber, honestly. You know, I'd be in a situation where basically I'd probably lose everything. I wouldn't be able to afford my house anymore. I wouldn't be able to afford. I lost everything I have. And having bad credit, I don't even know where I would have lived, because when you have no credit, you can't even get like a background check passed to even get an apartment or anything. So I don't know what would have happened to me in my life at that point if I made that decision. Oh, I'm just gonna quit everything and start over. It might have been a disastrous choice for me. Okay, and what we actually saw during those COVID years, which I would say 2010, 2011, were probably 2010, 2011. Let's try that again. 2020, 2021 were probably the COVID years, right? What we saw, all right, is that basically all this stuff in real life, is kind of weird. Like, out of all the jobs I've ever had, all right, the in-person stuff has never been stable. You know, and I've worked fast food, and I worked at various retailers like Best Buy, Circuit City, places like that. I've had a bank job where I worked for a bank doing loans and credit cards, all right? I worked for a helicopter company for 4.5 years, a company that, by everything they were telling me, all the extra work and time and everything I was doing was setting myself up for a lifetime of success at this company. This was going to be my career forever. And then they laid me off, you know? So everything I've done is an in-person job. All I've learned is as follows. It's never stable. It's never guaranteed. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't matter, you know, how well you do. You're just...
Balls. Okay, hang on. So Quidef Poon, I don't even know if I'm fucking saying that name right, but it's the only way I can make sense of saying it. Says the video is called the CT Tip Podcast Part 3. Okay, fuck it, we're going on DSP Gaming. You know what, we can use the fucking wee option to, you know, check this transcript. Fuck it. So hang on. Search CT Trip Part 3. I should need to type the whole thing. The CT Trip Podcast. Maybe I should take the whole thing. Fuck me. CT Trip Podcast. No. That. Are you sure I typed it exactly how you. Hang on, I'll just copy and paste exactly what you fucking typed. So Quidepin. Is it a DSP video? Here we go, fuck it. Okay, there you go, fuck it. Part 3. Fuck off, Phil. How the fuck do I get a pause like that? How in the hell do I get a pause like this where everything is fucking clear? The background, Phil's body, Phil's neck, and his face looks like a fucking, you know, strange sort of fucking DALL-E sort of AI generated image. How in the absolute ever-living fuck? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, hang on. Transcript. Right. Plan? He says plan 22 times. Planned on doing that. Eggplant, fuck off. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I found it. Here we go. Hold on.
It's been a rough year. Why does Phil always have to mention that there's a tip skull on the stream? Why does he have to mention if it's a slow
Right.
day for contribution?
We're delaying Bingo right now to listen to this, right? This is what Phil originally said, okay? This might take a wee while.
They made my parents so happy that they were there for my wedding.
Shut the fuck up, you're speaking too slowly. I'm fucking going, that's the wrong thing. I'm going 1.5 speed for this bastard, no, fuck this.
Are you kidding? Like I said, my mom's been waiting for me to get married her whole life. And now finally, thank God, before you know, she passes away, whenever that may be, knock on wood, hopefully not soon, I was there to be married and she saw it in person. Okay? She was so ecstatically happy. So, I told her straight up front, I said, not possible. Honeymoon can't, you could promise us this, and I probably will never be able to take it, okay? But you know my financial situation. And basically I told her about everything that's been going on here over the last few weeks, how I've been doing multiple marathon streams, how much money I had raised, and based off of what my tax guy had told me, here's what's left. And then, by the way, the tax guy is going to bill me this much for doing my taxes. He's going to bill me this much to try to get me on the payment plan. I basically gave her all the financials of everything, all right? And, you know, sitting there having this honest conversation, my mom said, well, here's the deal. She's like, I need you to commit to a fact that you're going to do some life changes in the short term and the long term. Because you can't keep going like this. She looked at me and she's like, you're happy, but I can tell that you're running yourself ragged. I can tell that you are working yourself to the bone, Kat as well. And, you know, every time I call you, or every time we talk on the weekends, you tell me about how the whole week is work. You never tell me that you get to spend time with Kat, because you don't, right? And this is not the life that you're going to be able to live for your whole life. She's like, what are you going to do, you know, when you're 50, 60 years old? And you think people are going to still want to tune into your stream all day long? I mean, yeah, maybe I could still do like a part-time stream, but no, who's going to want to sit watching a 60-year-old guy play video games all day, right? In addition to that, you know, you're killing yourself financially because you have all these situations going on with the finances behind the scenes of everything. You're killing yourself to even make ends meet and pay your bills. How are you gonna you can't. She's like, you've worked yourself to your limits. You can't keep going the way you're going. If you keep doing it, you're gonna have health problems. She's like, look at us. Look at your father and me. You know, we are at 60 years old and are having these health problems where we could go in any day. Like, but you are in your 30s and you're telling us the stress and shit you're putting up with. And she even said to me, she says, you don't have to justify yourself to anyone. She says, understand that. You choose to do it. She's like, the work you're in, being a public persona, you choose to force yourself to justify to thousands of people. She says, you should have been able to come out here to Connecticut, have a nice week with your wife, get married, and go home and not have to do a special event when you go home to explain the situation and people, oh, they're scamming, these assholes being shitheads on top of you. She's like, none of that should happen. That's fucked up. That's a messed up life to have. And, you know, if you're in a situation where you have to do, you know, why? Who are these kids who are making fun of you on the internet that now they can actually concretely negatively affect your business? What kind of a life is this that you live? I said, Mom, you're right. You know, this is a situation that I never, when I started to get into it, you know, 10 years ago, I never thought that this is where I would be. It was a hobby. It was a joke. I didn't know I would lose my office job. I didn't know that I would have to try to flip YouTube into a living and then YouTube would fall through a million times and all that. So essentially we had this very long and important conversation. Okay. And where it ended up was a few things. The first is I realized, guys, I can't do this forever. I know that. And by the way, don't worry. It doesn't mean I'm quitting doing this anytime soon. I love it. But I know realistically, how long can I do this? I can't do this forever. She has a point. What could I do? Maybe another 10 years? Top 15 tops? Would people care when I'm 50 years old playing fucking video games? You know what I mean? And not say that I couldn't try to diversify and do other things with my streaming. But I certainly don't think that it's going to be something people are going to want to tune into when I'm an older dude. You know, it's a younger generation. You know, they're not going to want to see me doing that stuff when I'm older. So in reality, what she's basically saying is that I need to not quit what I do, but I do in the long term need to figure out what else am I going to do. And she's right. I agree with her after thinking about it. Being completely honest with everyone, what I need to kind of do is get myself to a financial situation where I don't have to work all day on stream. Maybe where I can do like, all right, my finances are in a situation where now I don't owe so much that I have to literally make a ridiculous amount of money to pay the minimum payments on everything. And so that way I can stream less and I can maybe go get a job. That's an entry-level job that pays less than what I make streaming, but it won't matter because I won't owe all this debt to everyone and I won't need to make that much money anymore. You see what I mean? But that's not a short-term thing. There's no overnight fix to you owe less money to the world. You see what I mean? So this is something that's going to come in time where maybe, you know, again, maybe within 10 years, I can fix things financially behind the scenes where I'm not bleeding every month financially. And I can stream less and I can go get another job and balance my life with that. And not to say, again, I don't want to quit doing this. I will do this as long as it's within my power, guys. I will stream and share my daily gameplay and just fun experiences and interactions with you guys as long as I can, as long as people care. But I don't, nothing's forever. Nothing lasts forever. And my mom's right. She's like, you know, you're going to be our age. How are you going to be fucking doing this at 60? Look at us. We could barely move. And you're going to be doing this at 60? You're out of your mind. And she's right. So basically, I think that's what it's going to be is in the next 10 years or so, once I finally get myself in a situation where financially it's not so bad, I'm going to look to get another job of some sort. And you know, it's going to be work because I've been out of the job market for 10 years almost. And it's going to be probably another 10 years. You know what I mean? Before I can make those changes, but I'm going to have to. Okay. The other thing is, and my mom's absolutely right, she says you just can't keep doing what you're doing anymore. Like if you literally cannot pay your bills, something's got to give. So as afraid as I am of if I don't pay a certain thing, I'll ruin my credit or whatever, right? At this point, there's no alternative. You know what I mean? Like basically Kat and I sat down this week and talked a lot. And we were like, if I can't pay these taxes and we have to sell the house, what happens? Well, number one, we have to get another place and my credit's not good. It's not. My credit's bad because I have so much outstanding debt. I doubt I would even qualify for a background check or whatever to get an apartment, or I definitely can't buy another house. No one's going to finance a mortgage for me. So it would have to be renting, and I don't even know if I would pass the renter's path because my credit sucks. Okay? Feasibly, how would I move? I don't have money for it. I don't have money to move my stuff. I don't have time. I have to work my ass off to make minimum payments on everything. How am I going to have time to move? You know, that's a lot of work. Finding a real estate agent, renovating the house so it's ready for sale, selling all the shit in the house. I have no time to do any of it. Kat's working too. We don't have time. Okay? So the reality of it is this. The reality of it is this. I have to make concrete changes that will ruin my credit in order to save the situation. I cannot leave this house, period. This house is where I work. This house is where the business is that makes me money. And this is the primary concern, is keeping this house, because if I lose this house, okay, then that means that I can't work, okay? I might not be able to get the internet I need to stream every day. I might not be able to do the work that I do in an office setting that's this quality, okay? So it's just simple. As of now, my primary focus is this house and paying this mortgage and keeping the electricity and all that on. And whether that means that my credit gets permanently destroyed because I'm not paying the mortgage in Connecticut, or I'm not paying credit cards, or whatever it may be, so be it, because this is the important thing. And eventually what's going to happen, depending on what happens, how much I can afford in the light, is probably eventually that condo that I have in Connecticut that's a money pit that I can't get rid of and I can't rent and I can't sell, they're going to get foreclosing. They're going to foreclose on it and take it out of my name. And that's going to be a tremendous financial burden off of me. It's going to be at the expense of my credit. But at this point, I don't see another way out. The other thing with the credit cards is I know that with certain credit card companies, you can call and negotiate and say, listen, I'm in a bad financial position right now. I'm just in dire straits. I have a ridiculous...
And blah, 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 blah. You get a general idea. Bill was committed to a payment plan by his mother, essentially. I mean, she's like, the next 5 to 10 years, Phil, you need to fucking looking to get a job. You need to fucking looking to get in real work, because this is not sustainable for you. You're struggling to fucking pay your bills, not shit. Also, this is before Phil's bankruptcy got approved, of course. He was still paying the fucking mortgage in his old Connecticut condo as well at his time. And after this fucking thing happened, after he got married and had his fucking talk with his parents or whatever, he made a concrete decision to stop paying any more money on that Connecticut condo. He just fucking said, you know what, they're not getting another fucking penny from me. I don't want this fucking thing anymore, I'm done with it. Of course, the whole thing's been since like resolved. I think, you know, Phil doesn't have any fucking liability to it anymore. It's not fucking part of his fucking outstanding debt or whatever. Along with the fucking $150,000 in credit card debts he had, all wiped as well. You'd think after losing all that fucking debt, Phil would be in a lot better position, but no, not really. I mean, the bankruptcy has helped Phil tremendously, don't get me wrong. But the fucking money he was saving and spending all that shit before, it basically just goes towards the Raid Champions now. He's still finding a way to fucking blow up money. Even back then, his fucking time was blowing fucking money as well. This was 3 years ago. In fact, can I get a specific date? This was the 15th of April 2019. Check out all this fucking garbage fucking spouting of fucking content. Check out my Teespring, leave me a tip. Let's click this. For the old time's sake, let's click this link, see the fucking message. Page not found. Of course, that was the fucking Streamlabs link. That was even Stream Elements at the time. He was on Streamlabs at this fucking point in time before Streamlabs booted him to fuck. Yeah, I'm saying no. His mother fucking gave him money for his taxes to help out with that situation. But the basis of it was, you know, that he's looking to get a fucking job for the next 5 to 10 years at this fucking time. Let's see if Phil's fucking spinning it. And by the way, Phil has hit $100 at least. Because he's doing a fucking invest poll. So, get out of that shit. So, let's see how Phil So Phil's saying coronavirus has changed everything.
Disposable asset on a spreadsheet. You're just a number. You're a cog in a machine. And at any moment, if something goes wrong, you're get tossed out the back door like yesterday's garbage. And they don't give a shit, right? If anything, ever since I became my own boss, I've figured out that as long as I stay the course, as long as I remain positive, as long as I keep putting out content that's meaningful to people, my viewership, my followers, my true fans have followed me from YouTube to Blip to YouTube to Twitch to YouTube to Twitch to YouTube, back and forth, all over the place, and they still follow me, they still support me, no matter what happens, through thick and thin, right? So, if anything, what I've learned is it's not necessarily about...
Hey, he said necessarily. We don't have to worry about using that for a free space anymore. He said necessarily.
It's not really about the job.
That's also a bingo. Hang on. It's a double bingo, sorry. Methbear says, he said after the bankruptcy, with his debts discharged and fewer bills, he need even more positivity than he did before. Phil is never going to have enough money. It's never going to be enough for Phil Barnell. It really is not going to be fucking enough for him. We have 2 free spaces to use and we have 3 squares left. If we play our cards right and just fucking wait a wee bit longer, we could just... We need one more century to confirm bingo. We need Phil to say one of these fucking 3 things and that's a bingo confirmed.
It's more about me. As long as I stay true to myself and people like who I am, then they're going to follow me and support me no matter where I go. Alright? Now here's the thing. What I've come to realize in the last couple of years. There is absolutely no way that I can continue to be who I am on the internet, a full-time gamer forever. That's impossible. There's no way that's going to work. I'm going to get older, right? I'm going to become different. That's just what happens when you get older. As you age, you know, things change. And what's going to happen is, ultimately, and what a lot of these other YouTubers have realized too, it's not about the constant grind of gaming anymore. It's more about having that variety, where you have...
By the way, we're definitely going to win this fucking bingo. I'm going to make damn sure of that fucking thing. So, if any mods left in chat, however, I think Dash is away because it's quite late, but any mods in chat can give me a list of everyone in the chat right now, and like who's online right now as a mod? Prophet, you still kicking about, pal? If possible, can you like compile a list of everyone in chat and just paste that over to me in Discord, please, pal? Cheers. Because we are winning fucking bingo today. I'm fucking telling you now. I'm not fucking leaving this goddamn stream without somebody winning some fucking money off me.
A commentary that people like. If people like you, then obviously they want to hear what you have to say about various different topics, right? So, what you've noticed in the last year, right, is that I veered away from doing full-time gameplay and I do a podcast every day, right? I've integrated new things into my schedule. React events, where you guys have really enjoyed the commentary that I've done on things like these documentaries. Tomorrow we're going to do a really special and fun advertisements react event I think you guys are going to love. I can't believe the ads that are nominated are going to be so hilarious to react to. I can't wait. So because of this diversification that I'm doing, I'm actually realizing that what could happen is, even though maybe this channel will never really grow for gaming, I could maybe diversify myself in other ways, and those will see some growth. All right? And by the way, I'm happy with where I am right now anyway. As long as I'm not seeing a plummeting of following or a plummeting of support, then I'm okay. And I haven't seen that at all. You know, admittedly, this gaming season, we've seen a plateau, right? Where we're not seeing any influx of new viewers or anything for new releases anymore. But at least it doesn't mean I'm going out of business, right? So the 10-year plan originally was hey, within 10 years of 2019, let's make it that you no longer are doing this for a living as a YouTuber. You've got a brick and mortar job. COVID ruined all of that. Because if anything COVID showed us, nothing is for real. Nothing at any point, this whole, brick and mortar shit could just go away. Any sickness, anything could just shut everything down.
I mean, I think there's a bit of truth to that, but it's not completely honest. So this is the thing, when COVID happened, what happened for me is that they fucking had us, we used to fucking go, so I would travel into Glasgow every single fucking day, Glasgow city centre. I would work from 8 till 4, I'd work there, it's in an office, whatever. When COVID struck, and it struck hard, they'd done their absolute best to try and get everyone a laptop as soon as possible and have everyone work from home remotely. I still had my job, I still worked the same hours, although we had the fucking flexibility now to work from home instead of having to go into the office where fucking everyone's need to fucking watch me a day with COVID shit. And it's one of those things where I felt very privileged because I know exactly what Phil's talking about here, where a lot of people did lose their fucking jobs. A lot of people did fucking lose their fucking... It's so many people that ended up without a fucking work because of COVID. And it's through no fault of their own. And but this is the thing though, Phil is using this as a ready-made fucking excuse and a reason to just not fucking bother his arse to even try. This is what I don't fucking get. There was people out there genuinely wanted to fucking work, and they couldn't because of COVID. Phil doesn't want to work in the first place. So he was fucking delighted, beyond fucking belief, that he had this as a fucking ready-made fucking reason to not now even fucking try searching for work. He was not even searching for work at this fucking point in time. He was not trying to find work at this fucking point in time. But he's going to use COVID as a possibility as to why he's never going to fucking look for a job. He's going to say, what if the fucking world has another pandemic? I'll lose my job. Yami Jackie says, COVID taught me that I did not do well without my job. I didn't lose it, I was on furlough for a long time. Furlough as well, don't get me fucking started on that. Furlough sounds like a fucking bastard and all. But yeah, and Yami Jackie says, also showed me after 9 years I need a new job. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, it's been COVID, as I'm saying, affected so many different people in so many different ways. It's as dark as it sounds. I'm glad my dad died before COVID. Like, my dad would have fucking went out his goddamn mind if he was alive for the COVID shit. And especially if you had a loved one pass away during the COVID stuff, and you can fucking go and see him in the hospital and all that shit, that would have fucking killed me, man. Like, if he's like fallen really ill, during the COVID stuff, and you weren't even fucking allowed to go see him. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. So it's one of those fucking things. COVID fucked the world over massively. And it's one of those things where the world is still recovering, and it's still trying to get its fucking head around the whole shit. But the world is trying to get back to fucking normal. You know what I mean? There is progress, there is signs. But, yeah, fuck, man, it's just... Phil is using this as a fucking ready-made excuse as to never fucking have a reason as to why he never needs to fucking look for work again. He's going to fucking point to COVID and say, look what happened before, it can happen again. If I get a job, I could lose it because of fucking COVID. Or another COVID, another sort of thing, like, COVID 2 sequel.
So you can't rely on that, okay? And by the way, I would have to do brick and mortar like retail jobs and stuff. No one's gonna pick me up in an office. I've been out of the industry since 2010. Who the hell's gonna pick me up for like a customer support job or anything in the helicopter or aviation industry? No one. I've been out of the job for too long, you see? So basically, that's out. There's no way I could do an in-person job and be successful because that's just not what I've experienced anymore. But what the 10-year plan has essentially evolved into is within 10 years, diversify myself enough on the internet that now I'm not just the gamer guy anymore, right? Now I'm known for other things.
The 10-year plan is officially and completely retconned. There was never going to be any intention for Philip Burnell to try and find genuine employment. All he's going to do is instead fucking slightly vary kind of content. Instead of just doing raw gaming content all the goddamn time, he'll occasionally do React content. What a revolutionary change! It's going to completely revolutionise DSP gaming for the better. What in the fuck?
Right? You watch my podcast, you can come to a React event, you can see Phil do other shit and not even care about the gameplay, and that's all well and good. And maybe because of that, there'll actually be some potential for growth, as opposed to, oh, it's just Phil sitting here playing games all day and he'll never grow, right? So that's really the new 10-year plan, even though it's not new, and we're essentially 3 years into that plan. This year was a huge year for me for that, okay? And yes, there'll be more in the future that I'm going to be talking about very soon, some plans in particular for next year, some announcements that I have, some new stuff coming that I think you guys are going to really like. I'm not sure exactly how 100% how it's going to be implemented yet, but I've got things in the works for 2023 based on a lot of things that have happened this year that I think you guys particularly are going to really enjoy, okay? So I'll let you know more about that as we get closer to it, but as of now, yes, the plan is in effect. and diversification is in effect, and it's not always just going to be about Phil playing games moving forward, that's failing. Let's be honest. You know, there's an audience for it. I love doing it. I'm going to keep doing it, but that can't just be what I do forever. We've got to diversify, and I'm working on that right now. So there you go. Now, as for retiring and all of that, I have no plans to do that anytime soon. You know, that's all based on many things. Will my interest ever wane in making content and interacting with you guys on the internet? Will my health or age ever have a reason that limits me from doing it? I don't know. We may see that happen. We may not, right? But for me, it's not really concerned at 40 years old. I got many, many more years of doing this in me, I feel. Okay? Okay. I have 2 more contributions to shout out, but I want to do another question first. Let's do a question first. From Shia. What do you think future interactive drama and survival horror games need to include to be successful, and what do they need to avoid? I like to see truly divergent paths that can be a completely different story instead of a slight variation of the same thing, but I don't know how feasible that is. What he's saying, basically, is take a look at a game like we just played, The Devil in Me, okay? You have various different choices you can make in that game. Do they change the entirety of the plot, or does it really just add a little variant where maybe in this case, one character survives, one character dies, whatever it may be, right? It's an interesting question because I don't know the answer because I only played the game once. I mean, ultimately, if you want true suspense, it's not really about horror. It's more about suspense and drama. To truly build suspense and drama, you have to have situations where it's a what-if scenario, and you have to actually have control over it. Because what's the point of suspense if you play the game once, you now know what was suspenseful, you know the resolution, and you'll never play it again. As opposed to maybe if it truly is a choose-your-own-adventure game, where if you make one choice, you go down one path, and something completely different happens, while another way you go this way, and it's a different story altogether, right? Now, that could be interesting. Although, admittedly, have you ever seen anyone really do that? I mean, I've seen games where certain characters survive and die. I've never seen a game where if you take this choice, the Wendigos are after you, but if you take this choice, the entire plot changed, and actually it's a haunted house story. That could be interesting, right? Imagine if the game has 2 divergent paths, and depending on what you choose, you actually change the entirety of the plot. Innovative. Different. Never really been done. I think I'd like to see that. Will we see it? I don't know. A lot of these companies just like following their same formulas that work, as opposed to trying something innovative or different. But just imagine that. Imagine if the entirety of the plot changed, right? Like imagine Until Dawn. What if, in one case, there really was a slasher killer on the loose, but in the other case, then you prove the slasher killer was fake, but it was the Wendigos instead? Now, admittedly, to have 2 entirely different game scenarios is probably going to take a lot more work than just pumping out a game where it has the one. And maybe that's really what's happened is, especially with the Dark Pictures anthology, once a year, they're pumping out a new game. They probably don't have the time and resources to make a game that's going to have all those choices, right? So, I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like right now, the Dark Pictures has hit a good stride, but obviously the games, they're not as good as they could be. Like, Devil in Me was all right. Wasn't amazing. Was all right. House of Ashes was good. I actually think Little Hope was the best. Man of Medan, man, not really good. Still, it's funny. I still feel like Until Dawn, the first game that essentially was the start of their horror genre, right? Really was the best one. So maybe they do need to innovate. I don't know. But that's what I think. I think truly divergent paths could actually be really good. But the question is, will it ever be feasible for a game company to do it, considering budget limitations, time constraints, and the like? That, I don't know. Okay? Let's do some more shout-outs for contributions, then we'll go back to some questions. Let's see here. Hold on. We've got a very generous $30 tip from 1 Minute Man today. 1 Minute Man has upped the ante. Thank you so much, 1 Minute Man, for the extra generous tip today on Thanksgiving. I really appreciate that. So that actually pushes 1 Minute Man into the top contributor spot for the stream. And that is much appreciated, especially because remember, this is my only stream of the day. I'm not doing a second stream today because it's Thanksgiving. So that contribution is greatly appreciated. We are a mere $8 away from the vest because we're skipping the hat goal today. Makes no sense to do a hat goal when I'm already wearing a hat for Ask the King. So I told everyone that I would actually do the vest instead if we hit 100. So, oh, by the way, we do have a new animation for the Magic 8 Ball. If anyone tips $8 or more and gets to ask the 8 Ball a question, I play special animation. Incidentally, we're $8 away from the tips goal. I'm just saying. Okay, let's continue. Next question is from Faz550. They say, I've been a follower of yours for a long time and I watch some detractor channels about you. I agree that they take nuggets of truth.
Bingo. Bingo, that's one. He said detractor. That's a bingo. He said that, and we got 2 free spaces. That's a goddamn bingo. I'm fucking done with this fucking idiot, man. I'm done. I don't fucking care what the rest of the fucking goddamn question. That's a goddamn bingo. Fuck this shitty show. Fuck this Act the King. Fuck it all. I'm just gonna keep playing the fucking horns. I don't know fucking how many extra horns are gonna fucking be. Fucking hell, I just don't care. I'm just gonna keep spamming the horns on 2 or 3 fucking times. I don't fucking miss them. God damn it, that's the end of fucking bingo. So, now comes the arduous task of picking a fucking winner. And this is easier said than done because when I... 2 seconds, hang on. I was going to do it that way, but I don't know if I should really do it that way or not. Give me a second here, give me a second. You guys can enjoy a little music or whatever while I fumble about in the background with this crap. So, 2 seconds. I am going to generate a list of names from all the participants in this chat right now. However, I know several names are going to be missing from this list. For example, the only names... 2 seconds. So let me select all here, post this here. Remove my name, because fuck me. Why the fuck am I in this list? Who's all here? Hang on, 2 seconds. Here we go. Right, we've won bingo. Fantastic for that. So far, the names I have on my list is this, essentially. There's not a lot of fucking names at all, actually. This is all the participants on my list before. Heather P, you're on the list, that's good. Damien Anderson, you're not on the list, so let me add Damien Anderson. Who else is here? Cal, you're not on the list. Hang on 2 seconds. Cal V1N. Yep. Brad Burning, you're there. Lash LaRue. Who the fuck's Lash LaRue? I swear some people would fucking turn up when we win, magically. I don't know. BST, you're on the list, that's good. Quasar, you're on the list, good stuff. Junes Mayfire. There's so many unique names that I fucking nowhere as soon as we win. Isn't that amazing? Junes Mayfire. Lash is a casual detractor. By the way, I do hope nobody takes any actual offence to me fucking calling people like this. I'm just having some fun. I'll be the same kind of situation to us. I'll be kind of doing the same kind of thing where I'll just lurk quietly and just fucking maybe pay attention. But as soon as there's a chance for me to actually have something as hey, I've been here the whole time. Honest, I've just been fucking busy masturbating or something. Ever P is here. Chris Screw and his Lord D-Dog. Dashi went to bed because he's a fucking he's old and English. But we've got to add Dashi to the list. Some guy named Steve is on the list. That's good. Guys, I'll say the last few times we've won bingo, we've donated it to Piece of Pieces charity Jasper's Angels. The first time we done it was a 10th game of bingo, and we just decided that was the best case. The second time we did it, Naoto Ronin won the bingo, and he said he actually asked just to donate it to charity, so that was his choice. If the wheel lands on you and you want to donate it to charity, that is entirely up to you. The prize is 50 quid. But it is up to the winner if they want that for themselves or if they want me to just give it to Jasper's Angels. Or any other charity of their choice if they wish, but the default charity is Jasper's Angels. Hang on, Tacozilla. I read your name earlier on, Tacozilla. I read your name in a DSP video. In the comments section. I was watching Phil's special interview video that he made. A 20-minute video. Yusuf, that's a good shout, Yusuf. Yusuf. Profit's not on here. Guys, keep in mind, even if you don't want the prize money and you want to give it to charity instead, I'm still putting your fucking name on here. Yami Jackie, put your name on here. Evil ADR, I'll put your name on as well, 2 seconds. This is insane, it's like... Oh fuck, hang on. There you go. Evil, not evil. Evil. Give me a second. Lil Shadow's not there. You're right, Lil Shadow. You're not there. Now you fucking are. Right. Everyone ask everyone else, are they here? Lil Shadow, you are here. You're fucking right there. Fucking, now you're fucking there. Everyone ask everyone else. Is there anyone here that should be here that's not here? Even like regulars or that sometimes have to fuck off earlier on. Like, Let me look down my Mastodon the Pizza Slicer. He was here earlier on. You know what? I'm mad. He had to fucking disappear. Oops, wrong one. Mastodon the Pizza Slicer has to disappear for his Thanksgiving stuff, but I'm going to add him. I'm also going to add Klaus Mystery. Right now, I am just using most recent contributors to help add names to the list. Just because, Kyle Denson, it's one of those things, even if they're not here right now, we'll know they've won and we can ask them later. Lunar Guardian, are you on this list? No, you're not. Well, you are now, pal. But if the wheel lands on you, you can choose charity if you want, and that's fine. And there's so many empty random spaces, what the fuck's going on there? Grey, of course, the fucking... Geek Beak. Hang on, what's this one all about? Hold on. Press 1 for charity, and some people... I mean... I could do that, I mean, no, fine. Jasper's not here. Give it away now. I mean, if people would rather just do this... Hold on, guys. I've got an easy way to sell this. Let's end that current poll since it's no longer relevant. New poll. Charity, yes or no? Simple poll. the most simplest possible poll there is. Either I can find somebody to, you know, win this prize, or I can just give it to Jasper's Angels. You guys pick the poll, go to the poll, decide in the poll. In the meantime, I'm going to keep adding names, just in case we go this option instead. Lunar Guardian. Added you, okay, cool. Ian Sorare, you're on this list, okay. Meth Bear, you're on the list. Meth Bear's on the list. Oh, this list might not even be fucking relevant, depending on the poll. But, Black Mage, of course, Black Mage. I'll add Black Mage as well. You know what I'm going to do with this list? Even if I'm not even using this fucking list for now, because of the poll results or whatever, I'm going to save the bastard list so it's easier to... I'm just fucking copy and paste this fucking thing in the future, man, because trying to do this every fucking time somebody wins a bingo, it doesn't happen a whole lot, I fucking know, but any fucking time it does happen, it's always a big fucking fuss trying to get all the fucking names sorted, because it's not easy to fucking just export all the names at once from YouTube fucking chat over on here, because it fucking doesn't include them all for some fucking random arbitrary reason. Hang on, Gregory Lake, that's the name I wanted to add. Okay. Just going through the alphabet to make sure I wasn't going fucking past someone. Gregory Lake. 2 seconds. Just give me another 2 seconds, guys. Blah 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 blah. Cal Ditson. Crazy Kevin Castro. Crazy Kevin Castro. And Grave Kipper as well. Fuck it, why not? Grave Kipper. Right, I think that's enough. Oh, Ice Yamamoto, there's one. Wrong spelling. DJ Reno's asking what did I miss? Do we have a bingo? Yeah, we do. We're in a bingo, and I'm compiling a list of everybody, even though most people want to give it to charity. But I'm still making my fucking list up because I want to have a fucking full list of people. Because, you know, it's good to have. Speaking of which, DJ Reno. 1. Train! Have I got you lost? I don't think I do. Where have all you bastards been anyway? You missed a bingo. A full house bingo. I did nothing wrong. Need to add you to the list. Keep in mind, as I said, most people seem to want me to just kind of give it to Jasper's Angels or whatever. And I don't mind that. But I still want to have a full list of fucking names, so this is easier in fucking future. This is seriously very fiddly and annoying to do this. Blackleaks, are you not on here? You're not on here? Oh yes you are, Blackleaks, okay cool. I did nothing wrong, so I was going to add next, so there we go. I did nothing wrong, 1651. Fill me on, are you an host? Yes you are, cool stuff. So yeah, it's like 79% say yes to charity. I still want to just go through this list. Tommyon's asking what is Jasper's Angels, by the way. Give me a second and I'll pull up the page here. There we go. Jasper's Angels. So, about the campaign. So, if you enjoy Piece of Pieces content, because this is his fundraiser, and would like to support him, please instead consider sending a donation to the Best Friends Animal Society so that your hard-earned money can go to help the animals who need it most. Fight the pigs' greed by giving it to a good cause while showing support to a fellow detractor. And about the Best Friends Animal Society, Best Friends is a leading animal welfare organisation working to end the killing of dogs and cats in America's shelters by 2025. Founded in 1984, Best Friends is a pioneer in the no-kill movement and has helped reduce the number of pets killed in the shelter from an estimated 17 million per year to well under 1 million. Best Friends runs life-saving programs across the country as well as the nation's largest no-kill animal sanctuary, working collaboratively with a network of thousands of animal welfare and shelter partners and community members nationwide. Best Friends is working to save them all. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where a lot of people, these are the most recent contributions. The last time I won bingo, Nal Toronin wanted us to do it to Jasper's Angels, and so we did. There we fucking go. And yeah, since then also a few other people, some familiar names like Meth Bear, shout out fucking Meth Bear, and Capital Go Man, of course. There we go, and of course they've raised over time like over $11,500, which is great stuff, and they're about to get 50 more because it looks like the bank, it looks like the poll is saying 75% yes for charity. So it's one of those things where I still want to make a list though, guys, which is why I'm doing this. So future reference, as nice as it is to be nice and giving and charitable, whatever, I mean, I still like to give you guys money as well when I can. So I want to make sure this list is quite conclusive and comprehensive. So, in that regard, who's next? Nasty Fripples. Nasty Fripples. Add you to the fucking list. So what word was the winning word for bingo? Technically it was detractors and trolls. Phil did a thing where he blew bubbles 3 times, separately, by choice, and so I counted that as 3 separate spaces because fuck Phil Burnell. I just couldn't be arsed with his fucking shit tonight. So, there you go. Right, I'm going to make a notepad file of all these names I've got so far. There's more to be added, I know there's more to be fucking added. But, this is a good start. So, there we go. But it looks like people, 3 out of 4 years want me to give it to charity. So if that's the case, for shits and giggles, you still want to spin the wheel anyway, just to see who it landed on. You guys want to spin it anyway, just to see who it would have landed on. Just for a laugh, just to see who would have won, potentially. I'm shuffling the crap out of this bastard. Right. Watch it land in a fucking blank space. It would have landed in Ishimamoto. I'm pretty certain they've won before. But Ishimamoto, I'm pretty sure, is not here right now. I added a name because, I'm trying to add everyone's fucking name ever, from before. But, yeah, Ishimamoto, I'm pretty certain, has won that bingo before previously, which is incredible. Just luck, they fucking keeps landing that fucking name. Ishimamoto's not here, so yeah, full disclosure, he's not fucking here. But it's one of those things where I'm certain he's won before. The poll has decided we're going to... I was pretty clear anyway, I should just spin the wheel anyway to see who it would have landed on, but nah. We're going to give it to charity. 50 quid to Jasper's Angels. I am going to get this filled out now. Allow me just to... I'll just off, so you guys can just... I'm going to turn the music up, so guys, you guys enjoy some Meerkat music, and I'll show you my completion of a donation in like a few minutes, just when I get it all sorted. So just bear with me and enjoy the Meerkat music while I get that sorted behind the scenes.
In reality, like I tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me and a family, Jasper, and the things we get to do together. I definitely want more time with them and more family time. But I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously, all those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. It was, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos. I don't have to do that shit anymore. Like, I'm happy with who I am. I understand that people right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tipping, because that would put me in a bad situation. And in particular, I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Why are you laughing? Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, it's funny.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is done. We won bingo tonight, and of course it's a double prize fund because, you know, I lost that bet before. So, 50 buckaroos to Jasper's Angels on this Thanksgiving Day. So there's a message at the very top of the page there. We won bingo with double prize money. Was trying to pick a winner when chat spammed charity. Poll decided overwhelmingly to confirm that. Tis the season 2KJ hype. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Piece of pieces, Jasper's Angels charity is benefiting from your generosity. You guys were overwhelmingly in favour of doing that for Jasper's Angels, so there it is. And there we go. We have now given like $100 just specifically through bingo. Through bingo alone, DSP Bingo. Jasper's Angels has gotten $100, which is crazy to me, but there you go. It's one of those things where you guys are so... This is what I'm saying though, it's such a hell of a community where more people are kind of more concerned about doing something nice rather than like, you know, being all like Phil is and being out for himself and all that shit, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things. So, I mean, I was going to be down 50 odd quid anyway, regardless. So the question was whether it was going for you guys or charity. And I'm saying you guys are such lovely bastards, and you decided, you know what, charity is a preferred method instead. Now, if you're one of the 24% who said no to that, I'm sorry. But you know what? Next time, okay. Next time we win bingo, let's just, you know, let's just give it to somebody in chat. If the person in chat wants to fucking give it to charity, we can. But how about we let the individual person decide next time? Especially now since I've got a bit of a comprehensive list of people at my disposal. So there we go. It's one of those things where, as you could, I do feel sorry for the people. You know, it's like they kind of may have been really looking forward to like getting like 50 quid. So I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like let the person decide. But I don't know. But that's a future problem. But for now, you know, it's like the bingo. We won bingo. Thank fuck for that. It was over and done with. Let's go to live DSP and see how he's doing.
It's the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. The original games.
Why is he wearing a bright pink fucking vest? What the fuck's this all about? Is this a Marty McFly vest? Hold on. It is. It looks so goddamn pink. In this what the hell? That's pink. Am I crazy, or is that pink? Am I seeing bright ass fucking pink on the screen, or am I just is it just me? This is like fucking Phil wearing a Pride vest or some pish. Marty's vest. Chat got scammed the fuck out. Who says Phil's not an ally of the fucking LGBTQ community, however? Ah, fuck me, man, bloody hell. But Phil was sitting on $100 right now, $106.
People making Bloodstain.
$108, so there you fucking go. Good stuff. Guys, you know, it's been we had to start later than usual, we had to start very randomly as well, because Phil's earlier. Even though Phil was later than usual, he started earlier than he said he was going to start, which meant we had to fucking rush beginning bingo today. I could barely get through the fucking, you know... I still played my theme song naturally because it's a great wee fucking theme song. But, yeah. We had to fucking rush through things. But it's over now. It's done right now. And yeah... I am going to spell... So I'm going to end the stream how I always end the fucking stream. I'm going to end it with Pixar animation. Didn't even get time to set this up earlier on. I'm going to end things how we always end things. Notorious PIG contributions made by the excellently talented Pixar Animations. Guys, thank you very much for joining me in this random ass edition of DSP Bingo, where we done. It wasn't just a level 1 podcast edition, it was essentially an Act the King edition. And yeah, this is, look at this, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to get a victory, and I was determined to get it, and I didn't exactly break any rules. That's, you know, my opinion. Bill specifically blew bubbles 3 times for no reason. He just decided to blow it 3 separate times. In my opinion, that's free free spaces. And yeah, it worked out in the end. We got a full house, and Jasper's Angels is up 50 quid. So there we fucking go, guys. But guys, thank you very much again for all your help with my chat. You guys kept me right in the bingo card. Guys like Tom, Tony's, Notorious are spotting things that I miss. You know, it's one of those things. So I'm very thankful to you guys for keeping me right, for missing things on the card sometimes. And of course, all the contributions as well. You guys are very generous and kind. And obviously, I'm able to give back to you guys, or in this case, give back to, you know, Jasper's Angels, a charity, you know what I mean? So it's all going to a good cause. But it's one of those things where I do enjoy the victories we have, because it means, you know, as kind as you guys are, I get to kind of repay some of that kindness back to you. So there we go. But I'm going to end this bingo for today, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo, where Phil's got a special fucking apocalypse bullshit fucking thing. I am not going to stay for all of that. I am doing the podcast as normal tomorrow, and then I'm going to fuck the fuck off, because I don't care about the fucking bullshit apocalypse fucking crap. So tomorrow will just be a normal show, just a fucking level 1 podcast only, and then I'm going to fuck the fuck off. But yeah, and until then, guys, let's just enjoy some Notorious PIG contributions made by Pix Animations, and I'll see you all tomorrow for some more DSP Bingo if you wish to join me. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving if you are enjoying that holiday today, and if not, I still hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday regardless. Thank you very much, guys. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money. When you go outside and all of a sudden greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up, you're like, oh, you start dancing, you go, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, 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 yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah.
These contributions are mandatory. And it's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone.